Did you know Bond students have been in every Olympics since '92? How do they do it? Bond is known for its prowess in the sporting domain. With incredible facilities throughout campus, it means you can easily transition from this to this. Sport is alive and well at Bond University.
Unless he's wearing the wrong jersey. I mean, I don't know what Nico Abrahams looks like, but maybe he's number 2.
Yeah, he had a last one.
Sure. So someone's out for surfers. Is that
Daniel Bowles.
No, it's Wilston Grange. So
normally it's Zach Smith.
Zach Smith wasn't in our starting side, but he was out during the week. He was going to change this morning.
He had was wearing number 2.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So Zach
Zach was wearing. He's not playing today, so this guy's got number 2.
Gotcha. Thank you very much. Cheers.
I refer to Zach Smith as altitude.
Sir groin a lot.
Well, that's it.
So, sorry, I got a bit lost there. That is Nico Abrahams number 2?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say it is.
He's on the emergency.
You know,
He's only, and that's what I'm saying. Who of our
Being
22
confirmed.
that we've got?
Being confirmed.
Thank you very much. Do you know, because the 22 that we've got didn't have Zach Smith in it.
No.
Didn't have Nico Abrahams either. Do you know who of this morning's 22, or the Facebook 22, is now out? No idea.
It's a technical department right here, mate. It's me about Facebooking and computers.
As soon as I said Facebook, I thought, well, that's going to narrow down the number of answers I get. So,
My son set up the disco thing that I use to program virtual DJ, and he's made it dad proof.
I looked at you, and the first thing I thought was disco.
Hey, I still get down. I might struggle to get back up again. But
So what you're saying is we are going to keep you down. Right.
Mate, I've been trying to do that for 20 years. It doesn't work.
Titus.
To anyone listening to the rubbish that we're talking now through the Defence Point on the live stream, we hope you're enjoying it. Most of it's coming from Mick and I being quite sensitive.
Indubitably.
We've had 20 years to prep.
Now, it's 5 minutes to game, so if you want to talk in when showtime is...
Yeah, we're just about.
Okay, mate. Sip it.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 8 QAFL action, coming to you live from Calibre Homes Oval for round 2 of Indigenous Week. And the game today between the Surfers Paradise Demons and the Wilston Grange Gorillas. Thanks to Double Take and the AFL Queensland YouTube channel, you can tune in online to catch the live stream. My name's Kane Browning. I'm joined for the first time for season 2024 by the great man Daniel Viles. Welcome, Daniel.
Thanks very much. It's nice to be moonlighting in your part of the world, Kane. So, but no, absolute pleasure to be here for a cracker. I think news of Surfers' 1-point victory last week started rippling around the Aussie rules in Queensland pretty much as soon as the full-time siren went. Oh. And a different challenge this week, and I am looking forward to the contrast of styles, which we can talk about in a minute.
No, they've got that sort of block Surfers Paradise. They've had some very tough games. They knocked off Broadbeach a few weeks ago. Last week, obviously, they got over the undefeated Palm Beach, and this week they come up against Wilston Grange. and a couple of weeks further down the track they come up against Aspley. So a massive block of football against some really high calibre sides.
And what that will do, and I realise, premierships are not won in May, but what this does, if you can knock off, say, a Palm Beach Currumbin, and then the next week knock off Wilston Grange, that gives you confidence in September to know that if you need to beat two good opponents back to back, you've already proven to yourself that you can do that. So there's a lot of confidence being built now, which will be valuable in 4 months' time.
Well, it's 4th versus 5th on the ladder, ladies and gents, and you got records of five wins, 2 losses for Surfers, and 4 and 3 for Wilston Grange. So.
And a lot of single-figure margins in that lot as well.
Exactly, and the importance of this game this week is just massive. Wilston Grange might have an opportunity to just stay within arm's reach of that top 4. Surfers, on the other hand, really trying to establish their dominance in season 2024. And after last week's third quarter, Surfers turned a 20-point deficit into a 2-point lead at three-quarter time and ended up getting up by a point against the undefeated Palm Beach, while Wilston Grange were way too strong for Sherwood in the end, 12-2-82 to 8-10-58. So, it's one of those things at the moment. I actually was trying to keep one eye on the coin toss.
I've got it for you when you're ready.
Oh, there we go. Who won the coin toss?
Wilston Grange has won the coin toss, and they're going to be heading to the left of your screen, which I believe is the north. So they'll be attacking the baseball fields, while Surfers Paradise will be running to your right and attacking the passing cars.
Well, there is a milestone for one of the home side players this afternoon. Who would that be, Daniel?
That's Albie Jones, who evergreen 100 senior games. Not all of them at QAFL level. There's a few reserve grade games in there, but I do love the way that clubs in Queensland, they celebrate the milestone games for the club regardless of grade. I think that's the right way to breed a one club mentality. But that's the general. The specific is that Albie Jones is now, well, the word legend's overused, but he's certainly a part of the furniture at this club, and he's someone on whom the club has relied for quite a while, and he deserves his moment in the sun today. Well,
congratulations to him, and I tell you what, just a couple of player from each side here. He got Reece Matheson, obviously, for Wilston Grange, former Brisbane Lion utility, has been dominating season 2024 in a lot of the league stats this season. He's also been picked in the state side, so congratulations to Reece. I believe there's about 8 players between their respective sides this afternoon who've been picked in the state side to play Tassie on June 22nd. Kicking off at 1 p.m, the senior men, so tune in for that in about a month's time. And you've also got Benjamin Woodburn, who, if you looked at him, he's about 3 foot tall and looks about 60 kilos ringing wet. But he's been smashing the opposition in season 2024. And his third quarter was a best on ground performance last week against Palm Beach.
Well, what we might see today, we could see them go literally one-on-one. And what has been impressive about Reece Matheson's performance in 2024 is that every time he plays, his direct opponents are looking to build their reputation. He's got to cope with people who are saying, I'm going to score one on Reece Matheson today. Now, Ben Woodburn is one of the few who's actually got the right to go, well, this is where I actually can make a reputation because I've been building it steadily throughout the past, couple of years really, but certainly in 2024. And so he's got a chance today. I mean, his prime objective will be 4 points, but if he can come away showing that with just good, clean ball-winning skills, he can match it with someone of the calibre of Matheson, then there will be there'll be a lot of talk of his name, and he's already in the state side, of course.
Well, Connor Topping was massive for Surfers in that second half last week against the likes of the big man Hickey, the former Swan, had a brilliant day for Palm Beach, but Topping's second half was absolutely brilliant. He lines up in the ruck this afternoon as play starts here between these two. Here we go. Who's going to get the first clearance? Woodburn handballs it off. Kicks towards centre half forward. No one can get clean possession. Great pick up there. Launches the ball to the goal squares. He kicked it too far. Yes, he has. Drifted off to the right. Left. Sorry. 11 seconds in, and we've kicked the first score of the afternoon. A point to the Surfers Paradise Demons.
And they decided to go straight up the middle. Essentially, number 1 contested team in the comp, Surfers. Number 1 uncontested team in the comp, Wilston Grange. We're going to see a clash of styles.
Well, here we go. Both ruckmen go up. Topping shoves his opponent under the ball. Play on, says the umpire. Kick towards half forward. They've got a free man. Can they hit him? Can it stay in? He's got a little bit of room here. Looking to handball back inside. That's not too bad. Got a ball on boot. Didn't go very far. Players come together. Good tackle laid. Umpire comes in for the first stoppage of the afternoon, about 45 out from Service Paradise goal.
Yeah, unfortunate air swing from Hamish Anderson, but let's get the errors out of the way early.
Well, bit of tension there for Hamish. He played pretty well last week. Surface got possession again. That long bomb, looking for a target, got up there. That's a push in the back, I'd say. No, it's going the other way, holding the man, says the umpire. So on the last line, Wilston Grange are going to try and come out of trouble.
They'll have to go far side. They've got absolutely zilch on the near side.
It's one thing Surfers are good at. They were very good last week, bringing the ball to the ground. Palm Beach half-back line were dominating in the first half. Couldn't get the ball past them.
Defence completely pressed. There's only one match up this side, the left side of halfway.
Probably drops a mark he should have taken there, the Wilston Grange player. Just that up and under kick. Ball comes to ground. Ball rolls over. First boundary throw in.
Snowball just not quite finding space on the outside, but a bit of zip early.
Snowball was very good last week. Kicked the winner in the end for Surfers Paradise. Great snap over the shoulder in the goal square in the last couple of minutes. As tackles laid there. Players pleading. Umpire says no, give it to me. Players have got to keep in mind, you better give the ball back to the umpire on the full. After last night's interesting free kick that was paid, the game against Freo and Collingwood. Play gave it to a teammate, ended up being a free kick to the home side. As play continues, kick to the goal square. Is that topping? I think it is.
It was laid up well by Patton, saw the player across the goal square, chose not to make the shot, laid it up, and he's pretty much given his team 6 points. Well played, Patton.
Looks like Josh Hall there, number 15.
If he's wearing 15, it's probably Josh Hall, yeah.
Bit hard to work out these jumpers. Very, very closely matched. One's white, one's darker. First goal of the afternoon going to the Demons through Josh Hall. That was a good kick.
Yeah, shelling peas for Josh. And at the moment, the plate, they did build that goal up the left edge, Surface Paradise, but they didn't really go wide, and in the end it was forward pressure. So their DNA looks like it's kicked in pretty early. They're not reinventing the wheel. They're just making sure they get a good solid foundation for this game. Wilston Grange, to their credit, they were contesting around the ball. They just weren't able to shut down Patton's pass, and then once Hall got it, well, you just regroup and start again.
It was interesting a few weeks back. They played, Wilston Grange played Morningside. Morningside got over the top of them for one pure reason. It seemed to be they were almost tagging about 6 blokes through Reece Matheson all day. So every time he went to a stoppage, there was a new bloke on him who wanted to run with him. So very good team effort there from the Panthers when they got over the line against the Gorillas a few weeks back. This play continues here. Gorillas mark it well. That's not too bad. That's marked by Pearce. Big job for Pearce this afternoon. Looks for Matheson. Can't get his hands on the footy. Coming over the back.
Was topping.
That was topping.
No, hang on, I misidentified. Let's move on.
Looks like Zy Miller, number 21.
That'd be better, yeah.
Just pushing back into position. Keep an eye on Elijah Reardon, number 44 for the D's. Took an absolute screamer last week. Arguably my pick for mark of the year so far. This play continues here. Wilston Grange, good intercept there by the Demons though. They've got an extra number towards the boundary line. Got a pretty solid hip and shoulder. Play on, says the umpire. Mark's taken by Hall again. Hall looking for a teammate. That was brilliant. Brilliant running play there.
Nico Abraham over the back, judged the flight of the ball perfectly, realised he didn't have to use his body in the contest, just use, if anything, just a little hip to get further in front to make sure you're in the right position. Clever play.
No, very well done, Nico Abrahams. Came in late last week through the injury to Zach Smith. He's wearing exactly the same number.
I was lying around. Yeah.
He's about 3 foot shorter, so it was a little bit hard last week when I saw the number 2. Look at that for a kick. Gets to the line. That's all good for the D's. That's goal number 2. 12-point leaders now. Grange yet to score. Demons 2 straight kicks, 12. Played just on 5.5 minutes in the opening quarter. Daniel, that was a great play.
It was a wonderful play, and they used the full width of the field. I mean, I don't want to stereotype them by saying contested teams always just go straight up the guts and make sure that the grass is untouched out wide. But Wilston Grange asked them a different question, and they came up with the same answer. And early, their dominance.
As Big Fella gets a rest for the D's. Number 19, that's Samuel Jewell. He had a pretty good second half as well last week for the D's. Worked extremely hard at centre half forward.
Well, it was a team effort last week, wasn't
Oh.
it? So it's one of those ones where you hope the coaches' votes end up sort of one apiece to 6 players. I know it's not possible, but you get the idea.
There was a 6-2 third quarter last week in favour of the D's to get back in the game. Handball over the top, that's okay. Finds a teammate, handballs it off. Decides to go a little bit backwards. He's got a spare man out towards half forward. Ball rolling towards the boundary line. Okay, now kicks it back inside 50. That's a brilliant kick. That's a brilliant kick. Hitting the full forward lace out. And that was Jack Grange who's come into the side this afternoon. Daniel Bowles are laid out for Wilston Grange.
And that was set up by a clearance from Daniel Lanthois in the middle of the field. That educated left boot has been clearing the ball for a fair old while in this QAFL.
Well, it's Jacqueline Miss Sud. Hopefully I got that pronouncement right. Is it going to sneak in? No, it doesn't. Miss to the left.
Yeah, Jaqueen Mifsud, originally from Victoria, he won best on ground for the Australian Defence Force against the Emergency Services on Anzac Day at Adelaide Oval.
Ah, rightio.
And now he's up here playing in the QAFL and blessed to have his presence.
Well, thank you for your service. Not that long ago, Anzac Day. Surfers coming out of trouble once more. Kicks down that far side wing. That's okay. Finds a teammate. It's going to go short. Now, they might be able to switch here if they move the ball quickly. They've got a little bit of room to move. A couple of spare players. Decides to go down the line towards that boundary line. Wilson Grange cut it off. It's still going to end up in the hands of the Demon. Shocking handball. Misses the target completely. And here's the run and carry from the Gorillas. Can they find a target inside 50? No, they can't. Ball rolling. And the last line defence for the D's cut that one off.
Well, Service Paradise dodged a bullet there.
Kicks back up the line. They've got the extra number if they can find him. Great defensive effort there from the Gorillas. Finds a target about 90 metres out.
That's twice they've turned over when they've gone to contests rather than come to space, but not so much that one, but the previous one, there was a lot of space and they had the numbers.
Hugh Fiddler's got it now, another state representative. Congratulations to Hugh. Hits a target. Is that a mark? No, says the umpire. Play on. Did everything but mark the footy, according to me. Ball drifting towards that boundary line again. Dives on the footy. A little bit dangerous. Almost took out his legs. Umpire says play on. So ball's been rolled out.
So it's Bailey Gordon for Wilston Grange, just dropping the ball under heavy defensive pressure before. No disgrace there.
Bailey Gordon, another state representative. Well done to Bailey. That ball's going to get recalled. Not a lot of breeze here this afternoon. There was a bit of dark cloud drifting over before pre-game. The sun is out and shining.
And it's humid.
And it's a little bit humid. We might get a bit of a storm later on. Hopefully it holds off before this game is over. Umpire looks like he's found a hole in the ball in favour of Service Paradise. Jumped on the footy in that contest. Umpire was going to call that hole in the ball every day of the week. Goes to half forward, gets over the back, comes off the hands. Wilson Grange are going to have to be good here. Decides to handball back in board. Decides to go about 20 metres backwards. That's okay. Uses the left foot. Not the best at kicks. Pressure personified. That's great by Snowball. Great tackle.
I think I find that was Jack Selvey, actually.
Oh, Jack Selvey, number 61.
But the chase down, because he saw that he was last line, only line of defence. They could have got out. Wilston Grange didn't really have numbers, but they did have pace. He made sure it didn't count.
Woodburn's back on the ground for Service Paradise. That has to be a throw. Play on, says the umpire.
Blindsided.
Here's Elijah Reardon. Uses the body well. Handballs it off. Snapper around the corner towards half forward. They've got the big man back.
Billy Richardson played brilliantly for the academy last week.
Billy Richardson was massive.
2 weeks ago, rather.
He's been picked in the Allied squad as well. Congratulations to Richardson. Got a massive carnival coming up in the next couple of months.
Oh,
Look at that for a pickup.
Fiddler.
Fiddler, run and carry. Doesn't hit the target, but gives his teammate the best chance. Kick back in board. Unfortunately, no one at home for the Gorillas. Gets cut off well by Duran for Service Paradise. Chips across. Decide to go right up the middle of the ground. That's okay.
Why not? They had a 3-on-none, and unfortunately with the fumble in the mark meant they couldn't play on as quickly as they wanted.
Chips forward cross. That was Miles Jewell out there, number 36. And they're on that far side wing. Decides to go long towards half forward. They've got the extra number here, Wilston Grange. It's almost a 3-on-1. The 3 went out. Chips towards the boundary line, looking for a teammate. That's out on the full, says the boundary umpire.
Before that, though, the combination, McGregor and Richardson have worked together in defence a few times for Wilston Grange. McGregor taking the front position as that just looked a little untidy.
Bit of a clip, that's okay.
And Richardson's been there to clean up each time, so he's the one who gets the stat, but McGregor's the one who's causing the turnover before that.
No, McGregor's another sort of dominant utility they can use as another tall. As the ball just rolls around here. Good pick up there. Got the kick away. Who's going to win this one-on-one contest? Oh, that's way too high. Umpire was right there to pick that one up. It's going to be a free kick to the home side.
And Tom Fry, QAFL debut today, Lions Academy captain, makes an error there. Get that out of the way on your debut. His players will get around him and he'll be fine. But he's definitely made an error there. And, handing Mitchell Patton an easy shot at goal is probably not the thing you really want to do.
Well, he's kicked 22 goals for the year, Mitch Patton. He's the #1 goal kicker for Service Paradise this year.
Not for the comp.
Well,
Oh, no, he's not. Sorry.
no, he's not for the comp.
Shut up, Daniel.
He's pretty close. Patton had a brilliant start. That ball wasn't going to come back at all.
If anything, the breeze is blowing left to right on that shot, but there's not much of it. That was just didn't come off the right part of the boot, I suppose.
Jeez, you get paid the big bucks. And again...
Him or me?
Well, they were... well, I'm not going to comment on that,
just
Daniel.
keep moving.
Just keep moving. As play continues here, Wilston Grange for... They've got a little bit of a wall built here. That's Woodburn. Kicking to the hot spot at centre half forward. Ball comes to ground. Good attack on the ball there from Service Paradise. Reardon's moved up the ground as well. Got tackled.
A lot of gorillas attracted to the ball on that occasion. Had it spilled out the back, surfers were away.
They got caught out a couple of times, Service Paradise, last week when the ball got over the back. That ball movement from Palm Beach in the first half was absolutely brilliant. Play continues here. They've got to be careful, Service Paradise. That was a great smother there by one of the gorilla players. Oh, good luck marking this, ladies and gents. This ball's going to come down with rain on it. Ball hits the deck. No one can get clean possession. Bit of a hack kick. Good talk there from his Service Paradise teammates. Mark taken.
Jack Rains with a partial charge down before.
About 60 metres out. Finds a teammate. Woodburn all on his own. Decides to go back across the other side of the ground. Players come together. Front and centre. Snap on goal. Is that another one? No. Jeez, that was...
Reekers.
That was Reekers. He had a brilliant game last week.
And he did the right thing there. There was no time to think. It was just back your skills and didn't miss by an awful lot.
No. Another Service Paradise player just had a dominant second half last week was Reckers. He was number 2 for best on ground last week from both me and Brad Moore.
Wilston Grange got nowhere to go. They're switching now. It's already covered by surfers.
Oh, good luck. 2-on-1. Oh, shock and bounce of the footy. Taps it down to a teammate running through the corridor. 1-on-1. Who's going to win? Brings the ball to the front. We've got a tap running in the background that affects Mike. Snap on goal from Wilston Grange. Is that the first of the afternoon? Yes, it is.
Jack Thompson.
Jack Thompson. Thank you very much.
And that, I mean, I just finished praising Service Paradise defence. Simply the player who I didn't identify on the other side didn't judge the flight of the ball, landed in front of him and then bounced directly over him. So a little bit of luck because, we insist on playing with an oval ball. The Irish are laughing at us right now. They're going, hey, we got the shape of the ball, right? Anyway, but from there, with that tiny bit of luck, Wilston Grange were able to make it count. Kept it wide, maybe got a second piece of luck when the service defender had the front position, wasn't able to take the mark. But again, you got to make your luck, and Wilston Grange just decided, well, look, if you're going to make 2 errors, unfortunate though they may be, we're going to get ourselves back into the game, and they've reduced the margin to 7.
Well, when the ground opens up right through that corridor, it's just easy. It's the best form of motion going inside 50, straight through the middle of the ground. This play continues here.
You're
Looks
all
like Grange is going to get another clearance. Kicking towards half forward. Again, one-on-ones all over the ground. This is the captain, Baker. Not the best of kicks going inside 50. Play on, says the umpire. Good defensive effort from Service Paradise on that occasion. Unfortunately, balls ended up in the hands of the big man, Richardson. Richardson pleading for teammates to go further down the ground.
It's got to be a contest.
He's going to launch to the forward pocket. Matheson's down there. No one can get clean possession. Ends up in the hand of a demon. Claimed instantly. So there'll be another stoppage about 35 out from the Gorillas' goal.
Josh Neas just getting himself into a good position. But what Surfers did well before that was simply mark up and give the Gorillas attackers no space whatsoever.
One-on-ones all over the ground. This play continues. Surfers got to be clean here. Ends up in the hands of a Gorilla though. Here's an opportunity on goal. That's a snap around the corner. What a kick! That is brilliant. I believe that's number 6.
Yeah, that's Ned Rosenbrock.
Rosenbrock. That was a brilliant right foot snap. In
Excellent,
traffic. Great finish.
excellent skills under pressure. The pressure was caused, however, by yet another academy player apart from Billy Richardson, Jake Fazaldine, who is really, to me, his reputation enhances every time he steps on the field. Surfers were trying to play it out right to left, didn't really have an option, and Fazaldine just made sure that they had nowhere to go. Was able to put the pressure on, ball spilled loose. Rosenbrock said, "Thank you very much, I'll help myself."
Well, I saw Fazaldine in a semi-final last year, and to say he was the best on ground would be the biggest understatement ever.
Was that a 5-goal day?
He
for
kicked
him?
5
Yeah.
goals that day against, the more fancied Broadbeach,
And that was his second 5-goal haul of the
and
year
that was
as
the
well.
second 5-goal haul of the year. He
Mate,
was,
yeah,
he was
Noosa, mate.
brilliant, Fazaldine. The first time I've seen him in season 2024. So keep a close eye on that young man.
Yeah, way ahead of you, mate.
This play continues here. Topping. Probably got the tap out. Woodburn got the clearance. Ball hits a deck. Wilson Grange have got that spare. That's okay. Handball's back and board. Bit of a fumble there. Here come the defensive pressure from the D's. Instantly gets claimed. Handballs it off. Just ball on boot there. Oh, great one-hander on the last line.
Clever from Anderson to get it from hand to ball straight away. Just didn't quite weight the kick correctly, which is a very harsh form of criticism.
Geez, Jackson Mill on the last line just put the arm up. Ball stuck.
Go, Gadget.
Go, Gadget. As play continues, Richardson's out there. Instantly gets tackled. That could have been on the man. No, says the umpire. Play on. Great defensive tackling there from the D's. Wilson Grange still got possession though. Looking for a bit of space. Handballs it over to Richardson. They've got a little bit of an overlap here, the Gorillas. Kicks towards half forward. Again, throws the juke out. That one doesn't stick. Rolls over the boundary line about 60 out from the Gorillas' goal.
That was very clever play from Wilston Grange because Surfers just had them surrounded and somehow they found a way out. Richardson's positioning wide was good because it gave them an option and he was able to propel it forward.
They've been very good at just holding their width, Service Paradise, when they're under pressure. Don't get sucked into the contest, which creates that overlap. It's a free kick to the Gorillas, though.
Yeah, a bit of argy-bargy in the contest.
Well, it was an interesting one. Not quite sure what that was for. Launch it. Look at that for a kick towards the goal square. Gets up, ball almost gets over the back. Bit lucky there, Service Paradise. Got absolutely crunched after he kicked the footy. Free kick down the field.
Oh, just where it landed, which was not all that far in
About
front.
5 metres further down,
They all count.
which isn't bad. They've decided to switch the D's. They've got to move the ball a little bit quicker. They've been stuck down this side of the ground for a little while. They can't get the ball to pass half forward at the moment. Decides to launch, speaking of which, towards half forward. One-on-one contest. That's a good juggling mark there. Going to go long.
Comes Axel Moore.
Oh, couldn't hit the target on that occasion. Padden was playing in front. That's great defensive effort. Play on, says the umpire. The Grange defence is under the pump. Good hip and shoulder. Instantly gets claimed. Umpire's there. Ball comes rolling out. Smothered, rolling towards their boundary line. It's going to go out right in front of the scoreboard.
There was a double effort from Josh Hall there. Made one tackle right up in the pocket, then a little one further back to make sure that Wilston Grange just couldn't even think about clearing.
2-2-14. 1 point lead is the home side. 2-1-13. Just under 21 minutes played in the opening quarter.
Into Yindy's junk time.
Yindy's junk time. He's got to copyright that stuff, I tell you. He'd be making a fortune. As play continues, finds Richardson on that far side. They've got a player streaming towards 50. Fazeldine handles it over. Instantly gets tackled. Right on half forward. Players come together. Jump on top. Umpire found a stoppage. That was Jack Raines running inside 50 all on his own. If they'd gotten the ball to him.
Raines was first there, Fazeldine second, yeah.
As play continues. Another launching kick towards that boundary line. Fazeldine was playing behind. Got a hand on the ball. Ball got over the back. They're going to use handball coming out of trouble here. Looking for a teammate. Not sure where to go. Handball's over the top. Not the best of kicks. Baker's trying to build that wall. And Baker got pushed off. Don't argue. Get out of my way. The umpire's found a free kick. That's going to Surfers Paradise. Jeez.
Yeah, Jake Selby cleverly knocked it forward, and then a Wilston Grange defender got his arm locked with him. So he's won the free kick. Before that, Zyma Lane nearly put his team in trouble, but it's worked out all right.
Geez, Baker almost got steamrolled by that Surfers Paradise player coming out of defence. Mark found about 65 out.
When the game's tight, some teams turn physical.
Not sure about that kicking action. He just dropped the ball on boot and followed through. That was okay. Found the mark. That's okay. Player all on his own. Runs to 50. Just misses to the right. Another minor score. 2-3-15.
LB Jones not quite getting the goal yet on the centenary game, but
2-1-13. Well, we're going to be watching that all afternoon, ladies and gents.
On centenary watch.
Centenary watch. You keep an eye on that. I'll keep an eye on this.
40 players out there, mate.
Woodburn on Baker. Baker's way too good on that occasion. Takes the mark. Decides to play on. Woodburn's hurt as well. He's not getting up very quickly. Keep an eye on that, Daniel.
I am, dude.
Reardon trying to shut Baker down. Players come together. Chase down tackle. That's got to be gone. Play on, says the umpire. Reardon lays another tackle. That's about his third in a minute. Look at the ball bouncing around. The pressure played by both sides. Locked up.
Update on Woodburn. He's holding his chest a bit. I'm hoping it's just winding, but he's the ribs are in question, is what I'm saying.
There's not a lot on him, Woodburn. That'd be a massive blow to the D's. He's not in good shape at all. Juggling attempt at a mark. Play on, says the umpire. Must have been touched off the boot. And here come the Gorillas. Coming out of trouble. Looking for Baker. That's great effort there to cut that one off. And that was Connor Matheson, who had another great day. Another player last week had a really good afternoon.
Not sure if you can see Woodburn on the camera.
I'm keeping one eye on Woodburn. He is not in good shape at all at the moment.
Groggy's the word you're after.
As Durant comes on for the D's. Well, keep an eye on that at the quarter-time break. Try and get an update for you. That was a little bit over the shoulder. Play on, says the umpire. That ball's going to roll over just to the left of us.
Good work from Bailey Gordon at the previous stoppage just to make sure that he was the one who read the, basically won it off the opponent's hit out. Nothing unusual about that, but his ability to read the ball off the hands was excellent.
And it looks like, I'm just keeping a close eye on some matchups here. It looks like Luxton's running with Matheson. Matheson hasn't had a lot of it in the first quarter. Ball comes to ground, just missed Matheson on that occasion. Ball drifting towards, good hip and shoulder laid by the Gorillas. Inside out top, that's going to just stay in. That was solid contact there. Rosenbrook. No love lost from Rosenbrook towards the Demons this afternoon.
Had a couple of academy games this year. He's young and fiery, and he'll attract. There's certain coaches who that's exactly what they want.
Very good foot skills, Rosenbrook. Speaking of which, guess what? Well, great foot skills, not the best hand skills on that occasion.
That was a pure commentator's curse, Kane Browning. It was all your fault.
Another $5 added to the jar, about $500 down this year so far. It's only round 8. Nothing worse than the commentator's curse. As play continues, Toppings there. Didn't really get hand on ball though. Play on, says the umpire. Good tackle laid. The Gorillas, look out. You could be gone. We've got the extra number here. Decides to go right in the middle of the ground. Aim towards full forward. Centre forward, sorry. Fazeldine was there. Here's a chance for the Gorillas. Little smart chip over the top. Didn't hit the target though. Surfers might have a chance to come out of trouble. Runs into a mountain of traffic though. That'll be a stoppage, about 30 out on a slight angle for the Gorillas.
Let's go back to midfield where Tom Fry rode the tackle, was able to get the handball away. Bit of class there.
Very well done there. Topping just slams the ball towards the boundary line. Is that going to be deliberate? No, says the umpire.
The length of the whistle indicated that it might have been. Normally, the longer the whistle, the more severe the penalty.
Well, it was about a 40 metre punch out the ruck contest.
No, not deliberate, just incompetent.
No comment. Topping back in the ruck for the D's. Play got pushed off the ball.
Rosenbrock again has been paid where the ball landed, so he'll have a shot from, let's say, he'll probably have to kick it from 40, but the free kick's 35 out.
Well, looks like Fazaldine.
Oh, it is too, sorry, yep.
Fazaldine, 24. I'm used to seeing him with like number 65 after last year.
No,
So
you play well, you get a lower number.
wearing number 24, he sort of established himself here at the Gorillas. First goal of the afternoon. Can he do it? Comes in, right foot, and that ball's not coming back. The breeze died off at the worst possible time, just as he was kicking the footy. So another miss for the Gorillas.
Good crowd support over on that northeastern hill. Not sure whether there's some wandering baseballers who have finished their game and come over for a look, but certainly, and of course you got the suburban footy grandstand on the far side with all the utes.
No, that's where I had to find a car park this afternoon, ladies and gents. Didn't get close to the clubhouse at all.
Then why are there 5 people in the back of your car, Kane?
Well, don't tell me that.
Okay.
Play continues. I'm going to be keeping one eye on that car park all afternoon now. Thank you very much, Daniel. Gorillas decide to go backwards. That's okay. They find Lanthois, vice-captain of the Gorillas.
That's about the third time they've done that. It's clearly just it's a safety valve. They're not afraid to use it.
Decides to go even further back. And now he's running back basically where the ball came from on that far side wing. Players come together. Good contested mark there.
Yeah, he was aiming for the late run of the player coming back on that wing and only just hit it maybe a metre or two short. He wasn't far off.
Bit of a lazy kick back and board. They've got time though, the D's. That's a better kick. Up the line. They're changing the angles here in the Demons. Ball ends up in the hands of Broman. Had a pretty good day last week as well.
Axel Moore's starting to get more involved as well.
Broman launches. Looking for a tall target. That's a brilliant grab. That was a great grab at centre forward.
Hall again.
Hall again.
Who he's had a couple of he's had a couple of spells on the bench today, and every time he's come back, he's produced something that has propelled his team forward. And in that one, it kind of propels them upwards as well because it's a spirit lifter.
Jeez, Hall. Keep a close eye on this young man. He's doing extremely well in this opening quarter. Almost 29 minutes played. He's a chance to increase the lead. Unfortunately, hits the point post right on the siren. I don't think he's going to be taking a kick after the siren from the other side of the ground. Other end of the ground, apologies. Well, short margin here, a quarter time. Demons leading 2-3-15 to Grange, 2-2-14. 1 point the margin. And just quickly, Daniel, what do you think of that first quarter?
Surfers definitely had the territorial advantage overall, but when Wilston Grange had the advantage, they were able to make it count. Surfers' Paradise wall across halfway is working most of the time, but it's not impregnable. There have been a couple of breaches by Wilston Grange, and they've made those count.
Well, quarter time here. Round A QAFL action, part 2 of Indigenous round. We'll be back for second quarter QAFL action in a few moments.
Sorry, what were you trying to say before? Nothing. Gotcha. No. I just mentioned there was 30 seconds to go to my young Buffy Busher here, the young fella.
I saw Josh and I heard you call 30, and I was like, oh, did I read the wrong jersey number? That's what I heard. So, that's right. Okay, so now because I yes. Yes, and they got the first two, didn't they? Yeah. And there was Rosenbrock and Thompson. It probably is Rosenbrock. I forgot that he didn't play the game that I did. 12 did my research. distributed to these players. I'm not sure whether one plays any majority of the field, so the majority of the teams.
Take one more to surface.
One more point to surface, thank you.
Thank you very
416, excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I
Good story, yeah.
Two's on for 52, guys.
thank you very much. So 52
52
was
is
Anthony
non-existent.
Jurovic.
Number 2 is...
Great. So Anthony Jurovic. Oops.
As they say in the classics.
This is like the classics.
Come on, come on.
That's all that matters.
That's right. So look over. Say it easy. What I should have done before
No sense of fear. I don't think it's too many second pains either.
because I did not look right off. I should have just said,
I just head where people would never bother.
you are a commentator. That is, you know, a fair old chunk of the job description.
You sucking again, sugar? Hey, what's going on? Come on, mate, lift your game.
Silky sugar.
Silky sugar.
Silky sugar.
We can get down and boogie on that one.
I swear to God, if that sticks, I'm hunting you down there. I've got to blame Skipper for that one back in the day.
Oh, is that existing? I was just thinking.
Oh no,
Skippy.
mate, Sugar cane.
God,
First nickname I ever got, and
That's actually, that's quite
20,
positive.
25 years later.
That's quite positive. Sugar cane.
Yeah, but no one calls me company anymore. It's always
You know, Guy passed away. Last year. Yeah, lovely one. Yeah, she was pretty cool. So,
still
still ran the run.
Just all was going down. The starting side of the page. But the, so I looked it up on Facebook. They think Josh Hall is a little bit. It's about 6 feet.
but they also and I knew that was
Oh, no, actually, no. On the Facebook one, they put in a drug focus. So,
Watch your ears, gentlemen. Very hard to do.
not realising the size of it.
I've got 4 eyes and silver.
Hey! Hey, me too.
You just like making a spectacle of yourself.
Hey!
Are we just getting like 20 minutes of grief? Just
Gotta come out here. I might not see you again for another
We
20.
were really nice last week. And now all of a sudden it's like,
Yeah, and then I went home and thought about it.
On your call, Kate.
Come on, sugar, we love you.
And welcome back, ladies and gents, to round 8 QAFL action here. Part 2 of the Indigenous round, Sir Doug Nichols round, as the AFL says. And, geez, great first quarter between these two, battling 4th and 5th on the ladder. 2-4-16 for the D's, 2-2-14 for the Gorillas. My name's Kane Brown, still joined in the box by the great man, Daniel Giles. Welcome back, Daniel.
Thank you very much. And yeah, quick score correction. Well, score correction for us at the ground. Ben from Double Take had it exactly right for you on the screen. So, but no, 16-14 to the Demons. Very quickly, as part of Sir Doug Nichols' round, the umpires are wearing Indigenous-designed shirts. So proud Kamilaroi man Jacob Severs and a Kumakunja man Ran Hooper worked together to create the design, which depicts community spirit and the coming together of all aspects of Aussie rules here in southeast Queensland.
Well, didn't get to them before, thanks to Brendan Windows and Doors. The umpires this afternoon, field umpires Sam Somerville, Jamison Galebraith, Frank Rayson, boundary umpires Alston Gillett, Brendan Press, goal umpires Adrian Rosita and Jack Williams. Got that ticked off pre-game by the umpires. So good luck to them this afternoon. They've done a pretty good job in the first quarter. Reece Matheson has got to get his hands on the footy early in the second quarter for Grange.
Does he?
Yes, he does. He's had a ton of it in season 2024. Good tackle laid, put the pressure on. True centre forward for the Demons. Mark's taken there. By Patton. He's one of the smallest centre forwards I've seen in a long, long time. And when he's in the goal square, he looks even smaller.
The stereotype's been broken. You can play a roving player at centre half forward these days. I'm serious.
No, you're definitely right. He's a massive kick pattern, but he decides to go short, looking for a teammate. Good defensive pressure there from the Gorillas. Probably should have gone for goal on that occasion. Reardon lays a tackle. Ball just rolling around. Players come together. That's going to be locked up. About 60 out.
When Patton decided to go short, it was the right decision, but the Grange defender behind, who, forgive me, I didn't identify, saw it and charged it. He read the body language brilliantly.
Well, it turned into a 2-on-1 in favour of the Gorillas. Play continues here, drifting towards the boundary line. Good smother off the boot. Forces the ball out.
Just back on my comment before, you're absolutely right. Reece Matheson has not got a lot of stats from the first quarter. Is that freeing up other players in the Wilston Grange midfield? Maybe they can't hurt you as much, but they are only 2 points adrift, so it hasn't really hurt Grange so far.
Oh, he's done a really good job, Michael Luxton, in the first quarter, getting on top. Hasn't had a lot of possession himself, but definitely keeping Matheson out of the play at the moment.
If he does his job on Matheson, he could end the game with 3 possessions and end up in the top 6.
And Matheson just gave the free kick out of frustration, so he's definitely getting tagged this afternoon. This is Baker. That was actually a free kick to Grange on that occasion. Play got forced underneath the footy. That's a free kick. Still going to Grange.
So say sorry to Reece because he didn't give away the free.
Well, right. He still looked a little bit frustrated in that contest.
Oh, no doubt about that.
I'll apologise to him, but that's okay. He's a lot bigger than I am. I'm not going to...
Most people are, Kane.
Geez, we've got to call the footy here, Daniel.
We do.
His play continues. That kick back in board. Mark taken. That's okay.
That was Lanthois.
That's Lanthois, big number 9. A little bit difficult looking at the numbers on the back.
There's a bit to the right.
Lanthois decides to go with the left foot long. Looking for Richardson down there. Ball gets over the back. Tackle laid. Unfortunately, looks like he held the tackle too long. That's going to be a free kick to Wilson Grange on a slight angle, about 35 out.
Hamish Anderson looked aghast at the decision. He had hands to the face in shock, and I believe it was genuine. You can make up your own mind at home.
Play on continues. Snap on goal. Hits the woodwork.
Apologies, Kane. He caught me by surprise, but...
No, he caught me by surprise, and I caught you by surprise.
All we needed was a birthday cake, and it was a complete surprise.
Oh,
but no, again, dodging a bullet. It's not been the most accurate day of goal kicking so far in not much breeze. I think that's just... The players know this is a big game.
The defensive pressure from both these sides has been really good early. Topping launches the ball, couldn't take the mark. Elijah Reardon come back with a flight. Almost got absolutely poleaxed. Play continues. Reardon jumps on the footy. Got to be clean here, and is. Handballs it back. Haberfield came back into the side this week. Baker looking to cut it off. Got forced underneath the footy. Play continues. Kick down the line along the ground. Looking for the boundary line and finds it. Umpire says that's okay. There'll be a throw in right in front of all the crowd on that far side of the ground. Plenty of utes, 4-wheel drives. Still keeping a close eye on my car. It's probably the oldest car out of the lot of them. Don't think anyone would be wanting to steal that. Play continues. Ball drifting towards half forward, about 70 out. Ball hits a deck. Reardon's there once more for the D's. Ball gets locked in. 4 and a bit minutes played in the second quarter. 1 point the margin in favour of the home side. Just looking at matchups in the middle of the ground. Plenty of numbers around this ball. Ball comes to ground. Players get forced off the ball. Play on, says the umpire. That bit of an up and under kick. Again, looking for Richardson. Ball didn't get to him. Ball gets over the back. Handballs are back outside 50. Not the best of kicks back in board. Again, Richardson had an opportunity. Haberfield, blind turn. Got the ball on boot, but that's touched off the boot, apparently. So that's going to be a boundary throw in. About 40 out in the left forward pocket.
Yeah, the same player who pulled him horizontally was also responsible for getting the hand on the ball. But Haberfield been very important in defence the last 2 times Wilston Grange have gone deep inside 50.
He's a major in for the D's. They definitely...
And Queensland.
And Queensland as well. Another state representative. Here come the D's running through the middle of the ground. Wasn't sure where to go, so that ball got half smothered. That kick back in board. Great effort there by the D's player on that occasion. Handballs are back, looking for a teammate. Kicking towards half forward. They've got all the numbers here, the D's. Can they be clean? That left foot snap towards the goal square. That ball gets forced into the point post, so there'll be a boundary throw in right forward pocket.
Let's go back. Jake Browman, absolutely brilliant smother, read the play, realised he had to impact it. They were about to lose possession. It was him who kept the flow going, and really it would have been, it was almost, you could almost call that a behind assist, even though he was about 80 metres from where the post was.
He's a very good utility behind the footy, Broman. He's done very well majority of the year in that role. As that snap on goal, is that good? No, it's not. Missed to the right.
I mean, it was okay.
Another minor score. 2-5-17 to 2-3-15. Just over 6 minutes played in the second quarter.
So both sides with 2 major scoring opportunities. The gap's only reduced by 1.
Well, one-on-one contest on that far side of the ground. Ball got over the back. Demons players got some time on this occasion. That up and under kick. Broman's under the pack of the ball. Look at Reardon. Great roving effort. Good rundown tackle, though. Play on, says the umpire. Still on that far side. Gorilla player gets it out somehow through that handball. 20-metre handball on that occasion. Reardon still at the bottom of the pack. Got pushed off the ball on that occasion. That bit of a worm burner kick. Haberfield caught his man too high, so there'll be a free kick to the Gorillas.
Reece Matheson gone to fullback.
Reece Matheson to full back.
Apologies, full forward.
Full forward.
Sorry.
That would be move of the year if that came off. Oh, guess what? Matheson almost got the mark on that occasion. Got to snap around the corner. Players pushing, shoving. Reardon's there on the last line. Handballs to a teammate. Got to bring the ball to ground. Haberfield got poleaxed in the contest. That's a free kick to the Gorillas. Play on and hits a target inside 50. Hugh Fiddler, play on, says the umpire. Not far enough. Handballs are back. What's going on here, ladies and gents? That kick back inside 50. That's better from the Gorillas.
And I believe it was Marley McGregor with the pass back inside. Look, it was panicky for a while, but their ability to regain composure, and then McGregor ran a bit, assessed his options, and thankfully, because it was so chaotic, sometimes in those situations, someone who you wouldn't expect to be free suddenly is in an unusual position. In this case, the middle of the park.
Well, this should be a good goal if he can kick it. That ball's coming back. Holds its line. That was a brilliant kick.
We have a lead change.
Looks like number 10. You're right, Bailey Gord. Was that Bailey Gord?
No, I think it was Hugh Fiddler.
Hugh Fiddler. Thank you very much. Number 7.
That's assuming I'm correct.
Oh. We'll give it to Fiddler at the moment. Very hard, those jumpers, ladies and gents. I believe it was either Bailey Gordon or Hugh Fiddler.
Reece Matheson limping from the field at the moment. Doesn't look terminal, but he's definitely favouring his right leg.
Well, he's been very quiet in the opening half here, ladies and gents. He's been dominating the middle of the ground for the Gorillas this season.
And for what it's worth, that's the last 3 goals to Wilston Grange.
Well, they kicked the first 2, the D's. You're definitely right there, Daniel. Grange has kicked the next 3. So we've got a bit of momentum at the moment. Speaking of momentum, Gorillas trying to force this ball out through clearance. That ball's going to be held up. Umpire taking a while to blow the whistle. That's okay.
And this is the danger of commentators building the match pre-match. Woodburn and Matheson both off the field.
Well, exactly right.
We
through
sound
injury.
stupid. We sound stupid.
No, we don't. It'll be interesting who can step up in the second quarter while those two players are off the ground getting assessed. Play continues here. Actually, Woodburn is back on the ground.
Oh, good.
He got pushed off the ball, so he's come up okay. Speaking of Woodburn. Oh, Woodburn. What's going on there? Play on, says the umpire. Reardon, base of the pack. Good effort there. Kicks it really in hope. A bit of a foot race here. Who's going to win out? Gorillas on this occasion. Chips the ball down the line. Finds Baker. Geez, Woodburn got taken completely out of play there off the ball. Umpire was blindsided, didn't see it. He's come up okay, so that's a good thing. Play continues. Kick towards half forward. They've got a bit of momentum. That's a great mark. Is that Richardson? Or is that McGregor? Geez, going to have to wait till he turns around.
That's Fiddler.
That's Fiddler. Well, geez, strike 3 for me. Fiddler. That was a great... He had no chance of taking that mark over Haberfield. Haberfield playing in front. That was a great grab.
No, Fiddler's been impressive for a few years now. Very much at home in the QAFL.
Fiddler had a pretty good 2023 in front of goal. Launching kick. That's going to run across the face. Pushed over, minus score. They moved to 3-4-22. 5-point leaders to the home side. 2-5-17, 11 minutes played.
Pearce wasn't that far away from taking the mark in the pocket. Had the front position. Just wasn't able to duke it.
Play continues. Ball gets over the back of the contest. Players come together. Front on contact.
Yeah.
Umpire picked up on that one. Free kick to Miles Jewell. A little bit quieter in the first quarter.
Jones off Luxton on.
Kicks it back. Thank you very much. Decides to do the switch. Shocking kick. Instantly under pressure. Here come the Gorillas. Step weave, dodge, snap on goal. What a goal! The big man.
Matthew
Would you
Pearce.
believe it?
Yes, I would.
Matthew Pearce. He had no right to, first of all, win the contest when it's 3-on-1. Second of all, sell the candy to an opponent with the handball. There's no one within 50 metres of him. And then step 3, that right foot snap on goal that went about an inch off the ground, went straight between the umpire's legs. That was a massive, massive effort by Pearce.
To me, that's the kind of goal that should get nominated for Goal of the Year, ahead of the ones that are just sort of, just blasts from 60 metres or something. I prefer goals that show a bit of skill like that. Interesting to note, so 4 goals to 2 now in favour of Grange. 2 of those goals have been Grange pouncing directly on skill errors that have been made by Surfers Paradise. They haven't made many, but where they have made them, a couple have really cost them dearly now.
No, you're definitely right, Daniel. And trying to go out, trying to move the ball out of the defensive half as slow as they were trying to, just attracts the pressure.
Yeah.
And Pearce on that occasion was just brilliant for Wilson Grange. And there's a bit of a mismatch there. You got Haberfield there and Pearce. Both got no hair just like me, so it's going to be a little bit hard to pick those two out of a crowd. Play continues in the middle of the ground. They've probably got more hair than me, actually. I've got no hair whatsoever. Play continues. Surfers trying to get the clearance. Not the best of hand balls, looking for topping. They're a little bit fumbly in the second quarter, the D's. Attracting the pressure. This is Baker for the Grange. That kick inside 50. Couldn't hit the target. Here's a chance. Fiddler got ball on boot. Ball rolling towards their boundary line. Fazaldine's down there for the Gorillas, putting forward pressure on. Got to bring this ball to ground. Play continues. Instantly gets claimed. Woodburn, high tackle, free kick, going to the Gorillas. And this is Rosenbrook. He's had a really good first half. A bit of a bigger body. Very well in contest. Very well battling through traffic. And a bit of a mismatch in the middle of the ground between those two if that matchup continues. Rosenbrook, line up for goal number 2. And what happens? decides to run around, get a bit better angle, and Woodburn outstretched like a soccer goalkeeper.
Well, the mismatch there was
Brilliant smother. So they're 1-1 at the moment.
the mismatch there was in the mind, wasn't it? It was just no, I'm not going that far, but on that occasion, Woodburn had the smarter play, encouraged Rosenbrock to come forward, then pounced.
Well, play continues. That's turned into a real juicy matchup now. Who's going to win the next battle? Players come together. High tackle first, but could have been in the back second.
Tried to add a bit of gravy. I'm glad it wasn't
That's a free kick going to Rains.
consumed.
Rains has been pretty good in the first half as well. That left foot kick to the hot spot. Push, shove. Too good, too strong on that occasion.
Mifsud, who's got a real presence around him. He's tried a few things today. Hasn't had everything go his own way. Missed a shot in the first quarter. But you can tell there's a bit of class about him.
No, you're definitely right.
Private Mifsud. No, that's his title. That was not.
No. Hey, jeez, dropped the mic moment there on that occasion. Comes in. Launching right foot kick. That's a good finish. Well played, Gorillas. They move to 5-4, 34. They've increased that margin now. 2-5, 17, the Demons. Just under 16 minutes played in the second quarter.
Well, it's 20 points to 1 in this quarter from Wilston Grange, and on that occasion, I think that was their third attack in a row, and finally they got the 6 points. But just the way that they keep coming, and really the cause of the turnovers is the amount of pressure they put on the clearing kick. It's fairly simple stuff. I mean, that's the kind of thing, forward pressure. You learn that in under 10s, where, if you're in the forward, just because you don't have a shot on goal, you don't stop playing. You put pressure on, and on each of those occasions, they've been able to get the ball back 60 metres from goal.
And very smart when they go back in. They're lowering the eyes and hitting targets leading out from full forward. So they're not bombing away, the Gorillas. They're right on top in this second quarter. As play continues. Ball just rolling around. Umpire decides to come in. Another stoppage right in the middle of the ground. We've had another week of very little rain, so this ground's dried up a little bit more from last week. Bit of a mud pit it was last week. As here's a chance for the D's. They've got to get a score on the board here. Handballs it off. Couldn't hit a target. Here's a chance. Snowball's in there as well for the D's. Look at the defensive work by the Gorillas though. Sides the handball back. Don't argue there from the Gorillas. And they're going to launch. Here's a chance for the D's. Little chip kick. That's okay. Where's he going to go from here? Decides to go long to the pocket. Players come together. Couldn't get hands on ball. Comes to the front. Instantly gets claimed. Got the handball out somehow. Snap on goal. That's a good finish. Samuel Jewell. First goal of the afternoon for Samuel. And again, that's just good forward defensive effort there from the D's. Just keeping the pressure on. Didn't allow the Gorillas an easy out. And somehow got the handball out to the back of the pack and got the snap on goal. It was a great finish by Jewell.
Well, they were disciplined very early in that play. When they had the chance coming through the left pocket, they didn't have the numbers at the contest. And I was about to have a go at them for that, and Tom Fry made a brilliant run out of defence for Wilston Grange. But what they did is they had numbers behind the contest, and even once Fry went in his little run, he didn't really have a clear target to kick to. From that, they were then able to switch the play around the right. There was a beautiful, just little dinky kick inside 50, and then the diagonal across, and eventually Sam Jewell only needed half a chance, and he took it, and they've stopped a run of 5 goals, as we have just a bit of
Little blood.
Yeah, that's on, I'll identify that in a moment, but maybe on both players.
Yep, both players are coming off.
So it's Nico Abrahams for Surfers Paradise and Daniel Lanthois, who came off with a bit of a giggle.
And
The Wilston Grange.
they were yapping to each other all the way off the ground, going back and forth. No love lost between those two this afternoon. Abrams coming in to the Demon side. He was in last week as well, late in. He did pretty well. Looks like Pierce is back in the ruck for Wilston Grange. They get the clearance again. Good kick towards half forward. Ends up back in the hands of Misford. That little chip kick, that's a brilliant kick. Lace out. Backman can't do anything about that. And this is Bailey Gordon, possibly going to be lining up for his first goal of the afternoon. Another Queensland representative.
And he's popped up everywhere. He's done good things in all three sections of the ground, if you will. A lot of versatility in both sides, actually, but Bailey Gordon's definitely part of that.
He's a ridiculously good player, this young man, Bailey Gordon. A lot of praise from very high places. Bailey Gordon comes in. Right foot kick, drifting to the front of the pack. Got over the back, though. Rolled through for a minus score.
Yeah, Surfers just did enough to protect their goal square, and they were happy to just let it trickle through once they realised it was off target.
They're playing on quickly. Out from full back. Pardon me. Kicks down the line. That's okay.
We're in the junk time.
Pearce is there once more for the Gorillas. He's had a great second quarter. Look at the run and carry from the Gorillas, and that's way too easy. Richardson.
Jackson Mills with the delivery.
Jeez, they've got the ball on a string, those Wilston Grange midfielders at the moment. Surfers can't touch them at the moment. And if you're getting delivery like that, inside attacking 50, good luck if you're a defender.
Well, on today's evidence, Wilston Grange have the advantage out wide, and so they've worked out, oh, maybe if we use it more often, we might be more successful.
Richardson comes in. Left foot kick. Again, across the face. Gets punched through. Another minus score. 3-5-23 the home side, trailing Wilston Grange 5-6-36. They've had 11 scoring shots to 8.
Decision time for Surfers. Do they keep going up the wing where they've been getting outmatched, or do they do what they're doing now, which is switch it? And I reckon that switch was planned right from the time they conceded the behind.
Well, that was a better switch than the last one. They got cut off and resulted in that great Pearce goal. As play continues, they've moved up to the wing. Looking to handball it off. The run continues. Kick towards half forward. Got taken out after the play. Mark's going to be taken anyway. Play got taken out as players come together. Patton's got the mark.
The delivery from Anderson was just sublime. That was, what, a 45-metre pass. There's a bit of testosterone out in the field at the moment. It's all a bit of handbags.
Fiddler was a little bit lazy there in that contest. Patton.
Well, it is late in the half. Fatigue can set in on a humid day.
Lining up for his first goal in the afternoon. He's been a little bit quiet. Kicks a goal. That's going to the left, though. Sharply. 3-6-24 to 5-6-36. 12 points the margin. So they've stopped the rod a little bit. Surfers Paradise towards the back end of this quarter. 22 minutes played. Mark taken this broadcast side back pocket. Play on, says the umpire. Kick down the line. Reardon's there. Took an absolute beauty last week. Baker at the bottom of the pack. They've got a little bit of an overlap run here. Reardon's going to chase him down. Play on, says the umpire. Gets over the back. Dazzledean's there for the Gorillas. That's a great defensive effort there on the last line. Looks like that was Joshua Neese.
It was.
Kicks down the line and hits up the tagger this afternoon by the looks of it, Michael Luxton.
And Neese had to find a second option there. The first one was blocked, and he had the pace and wherewithal to make it count.
Luxton kicks down the line looking for the likes of Topping. Topping got to the front, couldn't get his hands on the footy. Handball back to Baker. That little chip, dangerous. Ball gets over the back, Patton gives away a free kick. He actually grabbed the jumper as he went up for that contest. So, well spotted by the umpire.
It wasn't the most subtle grab, was it?
No. Baker to Fiddler. Fiddler, not quite sure where to go. Not the best of kicks.
Yeah, scuffed his foot on the ground as he made contact.
Bailey Gordon was there for the Gorillas. Handball to Woodburn. He's recovered from that first quarter contact. That's a brilliant kick. Got over the back. Ends up in the hands of Jalen Curtis. Curtis again looking for Patton. Ball bounces well up for him. Oh, great intercept there on the last line by the Gorillas. Patton's going to be dirty with himself on that occasion. Couldn't find a teammate over the top. Play continues on that far side half back line for the Gorillas. Kicks down the line towards the boundary. Finds a teammate. and the pressure valve is released.
So again, we see surfers not overcommitting inside their forward 50, which is great for a repeat entry, but of course the trade-off is it can leave you short.
Oh,
It's
that's a
possible
shocking
turnover.
kick. Play continues here. Sorry to cut you off, Daniel.
No.
Left foot kick inside attacking 50. Who can take a mark? That's Pan once more. Rolling. Is it a goal? Yes, it is. Finally, Pan says, I've got my first of the afternoon.
And he had to earn that. It was probably, in the end, it was to Surfers Paradise advantage that they got a second chance to enter 50 when Wilston Grange were coming the other way, rather than attacking a more well-stationed Wilston Grange defence. So worked out well for them. And again, well, this is the first time that I can recall that Surfers Paradise have scored through pouncing on a Wilston Grange skill error. So they're starting to even the ledger in that particular field as well.
The score from turnover is definitely in favour of Wilson Grange this afternoon.
Any scores from interchange so far today?
Not quite. I'm keeping a very close eye on that. I'm still trying to get the copyright on that.
Oh, the SFI is crucial.
The AFL hasn't got back to me as yet.
But score from turnover, it's been a factor today.
Exactly, especially in the second quarter. Play continues. Pearce there for the Gorillas. Got his hand on it. And lays a tackle. Good second effort. A bit like last week. First half, Topping was a little bit underdone against Palm Beach last week, but he had a massive second half of the D's. Pearce is right on top in his first half when he's been playing in the ruck. Play continues. Pearce playing in front. Got the tap out once more. Surfers look like they're going to get the clearance though. Unfortunately, no they don't. Lanthoys for the Gorillas. Reardon playing in front. Too good, too strong on that occasion. He's been brilliant at halfback for the D's.
He's a very decisive player. What he's done today, he's been able to decide early and then stick with it. And
look at that kick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a push in the back every day of the week, surely. Yes, says the umpire. Jeez, you weren't going to hide that. That was way too obvious. As he kicks towards the goal square, one-on-one, who can take it? Ball came to ground. Another minus score for the D's. They move a little bit closer though. 4-7-31 to 5-6-36.
Did Josh Hall have more time than he thought there? Should he have set up, or was getting it on the boot straight away the right option? I wonder.
Well, I tell you what, he definitely got purchase on the kick.
Yeah, 60 metres off one step.
As play continues here, Wilson Grange want to slow it down. They want to speed it up towards the back end of this quarter. Reardon again gets to the front. Couldn't get the mark on that occasion. Bit of a worm burner kick. The pressure was good from Surfers Paradise. Players come together again. Plenty of stoppages in this first half.
Surfers, they're 5 down at the moment, but you reckon they're going to go happier into half-time. They've definitely got the momentum right now, and if they can make it count and actually get the numerical lead before half-time, so much the better for them.
Well, that's the question here. Can Surfers sneak a goal to get the lead? Back into this quarter, ball gets over the back. They're right under the pump here, the Gorillas. That floating handball put Baker under pressure. Baker ran through and took a demon out. Play on, says the umpire. The Gorillas are going to come out of trouble. Not the best of kicks. Ends up in the hands of Reardon. Reardon's going to go quick. Play on. Hang on. Umpire's actually blown the whistle.
There's an injury at centre half forward, player on the ground, and he notified early that that's exactly where the play was coming. So that's a good intervention.
And that wasn't untoward from Baker. That was just players coming together, unfortunately. The Demon on that occasion just about got steamrolled as Baker ran through.
Baker's been very important as Wilston Grange have lost control of this match, because he's often the safety valve and the calm presence in the back. And Zach Dirksen, who's not playing for Grange at the moment, but he often plays that safety valve role, if you like, for Wilston Grange. Not here today. I mean, Baker's hardly a new player, but he's adopting more of that role, if you like, at the moment. As we have, might be Hall.
Well,
yes, it is.
That would be massive for the D's if Hall comes off injured with a bit of a head knock, or he was holding his sort of bottom lip, so he looks like he got clipped a little bit. He's coming off very slowly.
Slowly but alertly, we'll see.
Well, that's a good sign for the D's. Now Reardon almost went for the handball, decides to play on, launches the ball to the goal square. Can someone take a mark? No, they can't. Ball gets over the back, minus score.
Well, Wilston Grange flooded very successfully there. They had 5 in the goal square to 1.
4-8-32 to 5-6-36. 5:36.
Good switch to the left, but there is nothing ahead.
Well, one-on-one contest. That was good from the Gorillas.
2 seconds before that, there was nothing ahead.
Nothing ahead. As it decides to go backwards, they've been pretty good using this ploy. Baker's on this far side as well. They're going to use him. No, they don't. That's okay. Ball drifting towards the boundary line. Kick down the line. Looking for the big fella. He's been really good this afternoon as Misford. He's been very good this afternoon. Baker decided to continue the run. Right foot kick. Can the Gorillas snatch a go in the last couple of minutes? Reardon on the last line for the D's. Woodburn there as well. Not the best of kicks. That attempted a slip catch. And again, the Gorillas cut it off. Good Shepherd. As the siren goes, that ball's rolling. Would you believe it?
No, you won't, because it's already been called by the boundary umpire. He was waving his arms out.
Oh, you're kidding.
I thought the siren sounded before he put boot to ball. That's how I'm calling it, and I'm not an umpire, but I'll stick to that.
Oh, jeez. I couldn't quite realise why the Service Paradise defence was just standing there ball watching, and the ball just started rolling towards the goal line. Like, someone grab it. But looks like the umpires made the right decision on that occasion. That kick was probably after the siren. So, half-time here. The Demons trailing the Gorillas by 4 points, 4-8-32 to 5-6-36. And Daniel, what do you think of that first half?
What I think, well, first of all, we're watching a cracker. Let's get the obvious thing out of the way. Interesting to think about that second quarter was that there wasn't really a struggle. Both sides had the dominance at different times. I thought that Wilston Grange, when they attack, are a little bit more structured, whereas Surfers Paradise, they don't mind the chaos. As long as they can put the ball in a good position and they can get numbers around the ball. As I said, they're prepared to put numbers behind the play when they go inside forward 50 and wait for a repeat opportunity. But the way that they get into goal is different. Neither side's really worked out how to shut the other down. And that's what makes it fascinating.
Well, half-time here. We'll be back for third quarter QAFL action. The Premiership quarter, round 8 between the Gorillas and the Demons. We'll be back after the break.
back. So good start to the third quarter for Wilston Grange.
Milford, right kick, that's coming back beautifully. First goal of the third quarter goes to the Gorillas to increase that lead to 8 points. 6-6-42, actually 10 points. 6-6-42 to 4-8-32. Minute and a half played into the third quarter. And, geez, half-time, nothing in it at half-time between these two sides. Sets up a brilliant premiership quarter. My name's Kane Brown. Daniel, welcome back as well.
Thank you very much. Well, you're the one who spotted it, Kane. You may as well give us the big news from half-time.
Well, it looks like Reece Matheson has gone down with a calf injury, had his calf heavily strapped.
And he's changed.
And he's changed out of his work gear, so he won't be taking part any further in this game this afternoon. Massive out for Wilston Grange and massive possible out for the state side for June 22. As play continues, it looks like it's Topping and Pearce in the middle of the ground. Pearce got his hands on the footy, got the clearance as well. Good effort there. Hits up a target. This is Jack Rains. Rains hits Richardson.
Such a good key tool, Richardson. He's, still 18, I think, playing for the academy side. Don't want to put too much pressure on him, but I'm looking forward to the career ahead.
Well, again, also got picked in the Allies for the national championships. So he's definitely up and coming. He's had a really good, probably 12 to 18 months as he comes in. That left foot. That's going to drop a little bit short, though. Mark taken in the goal square. No defensive pressure at all.
Mifsud again plays on.
Plays on. That's a goal. Misfits. Can you believe it?
And you can tell the away side scored. There's just consternation only up on the Northern Hill. But
he's kicked 3.
And he's opened the second half with 2 goals straight away. Just while we got the opportunity here, we'll make one correction to the first half scorers list. We weren't sure whether Grange's first goal of the second quarter was scored by number 7 Fiddler or number 10 Gordon. We actually had to add the 2 together. It was number 17 Daniel Farry. So
geez, Will, right?
So yeah, we'll make a donation to someone there. That's how that works. But the point is, the premiership quarter and Wilston Grange have shown that they don't even need to clear the ball. They've missed both initial clearances, and they've turned it around to score twice.
Pearce has been brilliant in the ruck for Wilston Grange this afternoon when he's been playing in there, and he's pushed up forward. Oh, arguably, definitely goal of the day as Topping gets the clearance on that occasion. Kicks it right towards us here on this broadcast side. Baker's been huge for the Gorillas. Gets tackled, got the handball out somehow. Here's a chance for Woodburn. Steps back in board, misses with the handball, unfortunately. Instantly gets claimed. Play continues. Topping, handled it 3 times in a minute. Great kick inside 50. That was brilliant by the big man. Right foot check side, 20-metre pass to the leading...
To Josh Hall.
To Josh Hall, who's come back on.
Which is terrific to see, and he's probably been the most dangerous looking forward for Service Paradise today.
No, you're definitely right there. Joshua Hall. He can easily kick this. He's got the range. That ball's holding its line beautifully. Right over the goal umpire's hat. There's an instant reply from the Demons. Josh Hall, goal number 2 for the afternoon. 5-8-38, back to a 10-point margin, 7-6-48. The Gorillas, just over a tick over 5 minutes played in the third quarter.
He's a good combo, Josh Hall, in that half of him is a good old-fashioned footballer where he's a tall presence. Everything he does is simple. The kicking action has no extravagant motion. It's just all very linear. But then he'll pop up around the ground and just show a little bit of silk from time to time. So there's elements of 2 players in one there, and there's a bit to like.
No, you're definitely right there, Daniel. And when you see a bloke that size with Topping out of the rut, again, that check side right foot kick inside 50, he definitely meant to hit the target there. Baker and Woodburn, it's been an interesting contest between those 2 this afternoon. Woodburn ends up back with it, kicks towards half forward. Speaking of matchups, this has been a brilliant matchup this afternoon. He's been huge for Wilston Grange. Number 21, Daniel Wheatra.
Keeps popping up. We haven't mentioned him too many times because often what he does is so quick.
Oh, but he's been dominant across half-back for the Gorillas this afternoon. Woodburn just about rips his knee out of the socket. Play continues. Topping trying to... Is that out deliberate? No, it's not. That was Lanthor's on that occasion.
I think probably because he got a push in the back on the way through, just sliding into the ball, and so, just did well to keep himself, chin off ground.
Puts a rugby winger to shame there, diving over the try line. Pearce, little chip kick, knew what he was doing. Here come the Demons. That's about a 50-metre kick, gets over the back. No one can get their hands on the ball, but the Gorillas get their hands on the ball. Here's Reardon. Can he launch? No. Ball gets over the back. He still ends up with it. Handballs it off. Here's a chance. Again, launching kick. Back to the hot spot. Who's going to clinch this? No one. Woodburn's at the bottom of the pack. Puts the pressure on. Got the handball out somehow. Here's a chance for the Gorillas to clear. Reardon gets over the back. Punches the ball over the boundary line.
Bit of a change from what we've seen in the first half. Service Paradise committing more numbers to the contest inside 50. So that tells me that they're willing to take the game on a bit more. They're prepared to risk conceding a goal to increase their chances of scoring one. I like it.
So we had to take Fiddler's name off the scoring sheet at half-time. As that kick getting launched back inside. No one can take the mark. And again, Woodburn was there, pleading for the umpire to say on the ball. Umpire's not going to have it. They're about 25 out on a slight angle, the D's.
Jalen Curtis causing a bit of havoc up there as well. Just a nice small presence, able to handle it a couple of times, just make himself felt.
Curtis is another one who had he had a ridiculous second half last week. He was arguably very close to being in that top three for best on ground. Play continues here. They've got to hold the line here, the D's. They're peppering away at the moment. That's a better kick inside 50. That was a brilliant kick by, that's Luxton again.
Picked out Sam Jewell. Not the hardest target to pick out, but he was under a lot of pressure. Pinpoint.
Samuel Jewell. He's really the biggest forward there for the D's this afternoon. He was in a similar situation last week. Didn't really dominate the scoreboard, but had a considerable effort.
Woodburn coming back on.
Woodburn back on. I think he went off for about 3 seconds by the look of it. Jewell. He's pushed that to the left. It's not going to get there. Ball gets punched clear. Almost ends up stuck in the tree.
I think it collected a parakeet on the way through, but affected. They do go the punch a fair bit, Wilston Grange, which is sensible. I just wonder a couple of times, I think the mark's been on offer, but they've already been committed to the punch.
Sensible on the last line, but then players decide to handball it out of trouble when they're 5 metres out. So it's an interesting one. The Gorillas coming out of trouble once more. Gets over the back. The amount of times the ball has gone over the back this afternoon. Guys
They have been getting under the ball a lot, haven't they?
getting under the footy. Give yourself a couple of steps further back and launch of the ball. Reardon's been really good in that department this afternoon.
Probably the best marker on the field today, Reardon.
Well, after last week, doesn't surprise me. Took a screamer. And again, still my pick for mark of the year so far. Play continues. Kicking towards half forward for the D's. That's better from Jewell. As I'll drop the pen. As that kick to the goal square is a good one. Who was that on the last line? Got their hand on it. Was that Baker? Yes, it was. Gee, how did Baker get back in time to get a fist on the ball there? That was a certain mark inside 50.
Well, it was partly running speed and partly just the will to get there. And captains stand up in situations like this.
Well, it's not me, it's we is their slogan for season 2024. The Gorillas, they're definitely playing like that at the moment. Got turned 360, really didn't get rid of it. Play on, says the umpire. Here's a snap on goal. Pushed it, just snuck it in for a minus score.
Axel Moore just walked through a couple of defenders there. I'm not entirely sure why the Red Sea parted when it did.
And in the end, he still got tackled, and the umpire, the ball just bobbed up somehow.
Yeah, why was the crowd appealing for held when the player was not held?
Reardon gets over the back, goes to ground though. That could have been a high tackle. Play says the umpire. Reardon with the smother was good. Ball gets pushed over the line. Yeah. That came off above the knee. So that's play on. Baker's arguably their best this afternoon, Wilston Grange. He's been brilliant. Pearce has been good as well. Topping and Pearce came together, didn't get their hand on the ball. Pearce again putting the shepherd on. It was more like a don't argue. Duran's there for the Demons.
And the work on the ground from Fazaldine, just reaching, grasping, desperately doing anything he could to stop the play, and he succeeded.
Play continues. Here's a chance for the D's. That launch towards the back pocket. Demon overran it on that occasion, got caught under the footy. And they take a good grab on the last line. 8 points to margin, just under 12 minutes played in the premiership quarter here. Who's going to come out on top? The Grange play overruns it on that occasion. Here's a chance for the D's. Again, bit of a fumble. Story of the day for Surfers, unfortunately. That's a better pickup. That kick towards the forward pocket. No one really at home for the D's. The pressure's put on against the Grange defence. Ball gets pushed over for another boundary throw in left forward pocket.
Well, once again, Josh Hall was the target. He just had 3 gorillas on him on that occasion. Not a bad result, however, and I'll be interested to see who the Demons put one out and one back here.
Abraham's just waiting for an opportunity to get back on the ground.
Jalen Curtis hovering in a handy position if they can get it back there.
Topping got pushed under the footy. Play on, says the umpire. But can't let this ball get over the back. They might have an extra number here, the Gorillas. They win possession, the Demons. Kick to half forward's okay. Now, where's the next kick going? That's the question. Good lead out from full forward. They decide to skip him. They go further to the hot spot. Who's going to win out? It's the Gorillas. No one really at home. A little bit of a foot race here. Reardon's got to be good, and is. He's going to get the handball back here. Decides to handball another 15 metres. That's smart play by Reardon. Here's a chance for the D's. Back inside attacking 50. That's held without the footy. Free kick.
And sometimes when you've had a succession of inside 50s and you can't find a way through, sometimes the way to do it is just be patient and eventually let them make the mistake. It's not a... No, you can't rely on that to win premierships, but when you just continually come up against the wall, the patience was rewarded.
Josh Hall, second, third, fourth leads, just putting that defence under immense pressure. Can he get reward for effort here? Kick on goal. That's coming back. Is it going to hold the line? No, it doesn't. Gets pushed to the left.
He was interested until the very last was Hall.
5-11-41 to 7-6-48. 7 points the margin, 14 minutes played.
And whenever you see a score like 5-11 early in the third quarter, you think, is that going to hurt them at full time? You just always wonder.
As play continues. Decide to dummy off. Player on the mark didn't fall for that one. Baker's here. That's a good defensive effort there. Got to keep your feet. Guess who it was? It was Hall. Handballs it. Kick inside 50. That's a better kick.
Reekers.
Reekers again. Been a little bit quiet in that second quarter, but hit Padden lace out on that occasion was brilliant.
Well, with Hall coming back, needed 2 players up forward to fill the space, and Reekers and, sorry, name fall out. I had the guy with the shot. Patton were just in position straight away. That was great commentary, Daniel. Keep that up.
First time in the QAFL this year for Mr. Daniel Vols as Padden comes in. That's a better finish for the Demons. And Padden has got goal number 2.
The first 3 goals of this quarter went bang, bang, bang. That's the first time that either side has had to really work at a goal over a long period. And you've got to be honest, Surfers Paradise did that brilliantly. They didn't panic. That was probably the worst looking set shot off the boot of the set that they've had in the last little while. That doesn't get recorded. I mean, it's on the highlights, but doesn't get recorded on the score sheet. Patton did everything he needed to do. And when you've got a goal scorer on a hot streak like Patton, they find a way, always. I mean, if you think of the great goal scorers in footy history, your Matthew Lloyds and Tony Lockett's and all the rest of it, they would have strings where the goals just looked ugly, but they kept getting them. And if you've got someone on a hot streak like that, take them how they come.
Continually putting yourself into opportunities where you can take contested marks inside attacking 50. That's the key for any key forward. Umpire loses his footing on that occasion. Gets back on the feet. Here's a chance for Topping. Good luck marking that, boys. Someone's got to make an effort. That was a great effort. Unfortunately, lost his footing. Got the handball out somehow. Here's a chance for Baker. Baker's trying to take on Reardon. Pushed him off in the end. Ball drifting towards the boundary line. Good contested mark at half forward for the Gorillas. Here's a chance now. Coming into the goal square. Kick on goal. Is it going to get there? Yes, it is.
Jack Rains.
Jack Rains. Great reward for effort from Mr. Rains. First goal of the afternoon. He's been huge for the Gorillas this afternoon.
Let's come all the way back to Kalen Baker right in front of the camera here. First of all, he was ready to make a handball to a teammate, and the teammate ran out of position. He had to very quickly come up with the second option, gave himself space, and then eventually the mark, Hugh Fiddler had absolutely no right to take that mark at left half forward. He found a way, just weaseled into space, got it to Rains ahead of him, and then to find it from that angle, well, it's a skill you expect at the QAFL, but it doesn't make it any less enjoyable to watch when it comes off. And for Wilston Grange to turn it around that quickly, from a counter-attack, they conceded one goal, absorbed pressure for, let's say, 12 minutes, and they were able to cancel that out within 2.
Well, I'm going to quickly go around the grounds here. We've got Labrador versus Broadbeach. Labrador leading 66-45. Maroochydore trailing Redland. Victoria Point 26-57. Play continues here. Morningside trailing Noosa 68-77, 10-8 to 12-5. That's an interesting game. Aspley dominating Mount Gravatt 115-7, and Palm Beach well on top of Sherwood at the moment 73-41 as play continues. Here comes the Gorillas once more. Handles it over the top. That's Rains again. He's been huge this afternoon for the Gorillas. Got it over to Fiddler. Fiddler to Gordon. Gordon for 45. What a finish! Geez, what can you say? Rains to Fiddler to Gordon. And Gordon, great right foot kick. Never was going to miss on that one.
Never mind Fiddler on the roof. How about Fiddler on the ground? The way that he was just able to get his hands to the ball repeatedly, knock it inside. And again, I don't know whether anyone handled between him and Bailey Gordon, but you can almost give the assist to Fiddler on that occasion. But Bailey Gordon's finish, don't you just love to see a beautiful thump off the boot like that from distance?
Geez, I tell you what, I've been trying to put that line in for Fiddler for the last 18 months.
Took me 2.5 quarters, mate.
And you've turned up, and geez, didn't slip up at all. That was a brilliant call.
Let's talk about the footy, eh?
Let's talk about the footy. We're doing pretty well in the commentary box this afternoon. Looks like Richardson might be in the ruck for Wilson Grange, so that's an interesting play. Richardson, speaking of which, got absolutely poleaxed by Woodburn. Richardson in trouble. Not doing well at all. Here's a chance for Dees to instantly reply. Hammers it into the woodwork. That would have been a massive response. Looked like Woodburn, dead set, looked like Woodburn lined Richardson up. Smallest bloke on the ground and went bang. Richardson back on his feet now, so that's a good signs for the Gorillas. And gets poleaxed again in midair. He's going to be sore and sorry this afternoon. Will Richardson. Ball rolling towards our boundary line. I need to take a breath. Can it get to the boundary line? Stays in play. Looking for a teammate. Here's Woodburn for the D's. And decides to hold it up. On the Gorilla side of the middle of the ground. These famous Torbs, he launched 2 or 3 of them last week to get some distance. On that occasion, the ball gets cut off by Wilson Grange. Finds Baker on this broadcast side. Baker chips the ball up. Unfortunately, misses the target. Looking for Rosenbrook. Rosenbrook versus Woodburn. Great effort there. And for a guy short of stature, he's elite when it comes to the defensive side of the game. And it's all effort.
Out-muscled by Rosenbrock, but what effort he does have is just clutches his shoulder a bit and gets a push for his troubles.
Decides to take a little bit of a dive there. Woodburn.
I think he was exhausted.
Pearce. Play on. Players pleading to the umpire for a free kick. Nothing going at the moment. Players wrestle on the boundary line. Woodburn's going to come off the ground now. He had plenty of words spoken between water carriers, assistant coaches, trainers, whoever he wants to speak to on the Gorilla side, he's talking to.
I don't think he took a dive. I think he was hitting mid-air and he just had nothing to balance on.
He's not happy with the treatment from the Gorillas this afternoon. He's worked extremely hard to get into this contest. Speaking of extremely hard, Gorilla player dropped the footy there on that occasion. Ball's going to get forced over the line once more. Just to the left of the Wilston Grange coaching box, pardon me.
We haven't had stoppages in front of where most of the people are so far today. I'm interested to see how the interaction between the crowd and the players just affects the energy of the game. It's going to be interesting to watch how they respond.
No, well, the home crowd got into the contest last week, got their team home. Can they get them back into the game here? Baker, not sure what he was thinking with that kick on that occasion.
Side of the boot. It's the first mistake he's made in about an hour.
Right foot check side. Again, players coming together off the ball. Keep an eye on that. Lanthoys. No love lost between those two. And Snowball. Surprise, surprise. VFL calibre players. Play continues here. Surfers going inside 50. That's better.
Patton again.
He's had a pretty good third quarter. He's only kicked the 2 this afternoon. People would say, well, he's kicked 2 goals. What's the problem with that? I said, well, the way Pan's been kicking them this year.
If you're averaging 4, 2 looks bad. But
exactly right. Here's a chance for goal number 3. Mitchell Patton comes in, slow and steady. Right foot kick. Hole on the line? No, it's not. Hammers it into the woodwork. Goal post high, so not too bad. Actually, no, it didn't hit the post. It just slammed into the tree, so it looked like it hit the post. It hit something. As play continues now. Wilson Grange. That's a good mark playing in front. Number 32, Marley McGregor.
I liked McGregor today, particularly early on when they were under the pump. He had a big role in defence.
Kicks it short. Bailey Gorn in the middle of the ground. Probably not going to use him. He's got to push forward now. Get to the next contest.
This has been the most hard-running quarter of the 3. The players look like they're fatiguing just a little bit earlier than they did in the first 2 quarters, and I don't blame them.
It's a pretty heavy ground here at Surfers Paradise.
Been a bit of rain overnight, and there was some predicted for today. It's not going to come by the look of it.
Don't say that.
Not during the... No, I don't...
Jeez, do not put the moxie on the weather, Daniel Wiles.
No, the commentator's curse only works on players. I've never affected a weather pattern in my life.
Jeez. If you've been involved with footy as long as I have, you know that's not true whatsoever.
Full time if there's no rain, I'm claiming victory.
If there's one drop of rain, you've lost. As play continues. Got to keep an eye on the play, ladies and gents. We're getting distracted. Free kick found. Kicking in danger. Looks like it's going to go to the Gorillas. Where do they go from here? Haberfield. That spare man back. Great kick. That was a brilliant kick.
Yeah, Mifsud's been paid the mark, and the delivery from Fiddler was, well, typical, really. I'm no longer surprised when Fiddler just precisely puts a long kick where his full forward or his centre half forward wants it.
Fiddler's kicking ability has improved in the off-season, clearly. He's always been a reasonable kick, but he's suddenly turning into almost one of those elite kickers in the league this year. And Misford is lining up for goal number 4, would you believe? Misford comes in. Right foot kick. He's been strong this afternoon. Unfortunately, that kick wasn't strong enough. Missed opportunity there.
Yeah, he just reached for the ball a little bit on that kick, so I'm not about to tear anyone's kicking technique apart. That's what enhanced football's for. But no, he's very positive, actually, he's been. So.
He's been very strong this afternoon.
Yeah. But no, Jakeem Mifsud, a welcome presence in the QAFL.
Wow. Game interestingly poised here at the moment. Going into red time in the third quarter. 6:13:49. the Demons trailing Wilston Grange 9-7-61. That's a better mark taken out there for the D's.
Sam Jewell again.
Samuel Jewell. He's been pretty good in the third quarter. Speaking of which, he ends up back with it somehow. That kick down the line, not the best. Too big and too tall on that occasion. Just reached over his head to take that mark. And half back. That might be McGregor again out there. Play continues. Kick down the line, looking for Pierce and topping.
Zach Westerberg before.
Zach Westerberg. There's a name I haven't heard for a little while. This play continues. Fiddler again was over the line when he kicked it, so that ball will come back. Right in front of the cricket nets over there. No one playing cricket this afternoon.
It's a real multi-sport arena here. We've got the baseball and the bowls behind us.
And the cricket on the other side. And the footy action is being played right in the middle of the ground this afternoon. This play continues. 6:13:49, 9-7-61. Grange leading. Ball just rolling around there. That ball came out somehow. Woodburn's in there for the D's. They kick on boot. Again, coming back with the fly of the ball. Got to be strong here. And is. Decides to go quickly. That's a kick. Looking for Jewell. That's a better kick.
And that was Jaden Curtis. You said that he grew into the game last week, doing pretty much the same today. He wasn't missing in the first half. He just didn't have the influence he's having now. But again, just hovering, staying one out from the contest, almost playing like a good old-fashioned centre, if you know what I mean. So
he's not getting sucked into the contest. He's holding his width, which gives him an opportunity for kicks inside 50. Speaking of inside 50, here's Jewell. Need this goal. Unfortunately, he's pushed it to the right. Another missed opportunity. The D's. Bit wayward this afternoon. 6-14.
Well, 20 scoring shots to 16, and it's not the story of the match, but it's part of it.
50, Wilston Grange. 9-7-61. 11 points the margin. Still anyone's game here. Baker. Looks like Curtis might be lining up for Baker, trying to shut him down in this third quarter. Baker decides to go long, right in front of us here. Pierce is there, Topping's there. Ball comes to the front. Give it off to Reardon. Step back in board. Great effort there for the D's. Looking for the likes of Jewell once more, unfortunately.
Well, it was Michael Luxton who did that little dance through the middle.
On the last line, that's Westerberg again. Strong and steady. Can they rebound? Can they slingshot? Oh, Fazaldine gets crunched. The process of trying to spoil the ball, so that's okay. He's not moving. Technically, he's following the rule. The umpire said stand, and he stood right over the top of Fazaldine. That's a good kick inside 50.
Mifsud again.
Finds a teammate, Misfit.
Just say Mifsud, and if it's wrong, it won't be very often. So
he's the most dominant forward on the ground today so far.
Yeah, just ahead of Hall for Surfers, but certainly for Wilston Grange, he's the one who's stood up, and I think we've been waiting for a QAFL performance from Mifsud like this since he moved up here.
Wow. Here's a chance. Another attempt at goal number 4 for the afternoon. Misfit. That right foot kick.
Got it.
Look at that. Straight over the goal umpire's hat. That's goal number 4. And that's goal number 10 for Wilston Grange. They moved to 10-7-67. 17-point leaders. The Demons, 6-14-50. Right on 30 minutes in the third quarter.
Yeah, I dare say this will be a longer quarter, but Mifsud was always there or thereabouts in the first couple of terms. And I mean, he got a goal. He wasn't absent, but there were just a few times where he was, someone would have, half a pace on him. He didn't quite get the ball falling his way. Third quarter, he's made sure that as other players have fallen off, he's the one who's always at the spot where he needs to be. And what an ability to convert.
His work rate hasn't died down from the start of the game. So as his opponents, like you say, are getting tired, he's still leading just as much as he was in the first 5 minutes of the game. As the siren goes for three-quarter time, Grange kicking away a little bit in that third quarter. 10-7-67, the Demons 6-14-50, trailing the visitors by 17 points. And Daniel, what do you think of the third quarter?
Well, let's just do the score for the third quarter. It was 2-6 to Surfers Paradise. It was 5-1 to Wilston Grange. I may as well stop the analysis there and we can talk more when we come back from quarter time. I reckon probably Surfers maybe had more inside 50s that quarter. They didn't make them count the way they wanted. That's why the scoreboard looks the way it does.
Well, three-quarter time here. We'll be back for the last quarter. QAFL action, round 8. Wilston Grange and Surfers Paradise. Who's going to come out on top? We'll find out after the break.
But then he got one. Oh, hang on. Did he get one in? He got one in that quarter, didn't he? So I put it back. That's right, yes. So yeah, go and come back, guys. Looks like a play for him.
Is it?
Oh, same guy. Same guy. Trying to remember who's in the QAFL. Yeah. So, they were all right last. They had there was one player drafted to the AFL directly from the same side.
What's your reason?
What's your reason?
Two.
Pick up their balls and go there.
And welcome back here, ladies and gents, to the home of the Surfers Paradise Demons. They're trailing at the moment at three-quarter time by 17 points to the Wilston Grange Gorillas. 10-7-67 to 6-14-50. A bit wayward in that third quarter, the D's. What'd you think of that third quarter, Daniel? We did speak about them being a bit wayward in that third quarter.
Well, it was opportunities. I mean, what Wilston Grange can say is that it's not as though they were giving away the free kicks or missing the marking contest right in front of goals. So they were able to push most of the contests wide, which meant that even someone of the calibre of Josh Hall wasn't getting gimmies. He got one goal in that quarter. Patton got a very good set shot as well. But ultimately, the Surfers Paradise probably had the dominance, the majority of territory in that quarter, and weren't able to make it count, which suggests to me that Wilston Grange were doing enough in defence and then doing plenty in attack. And Mifsud was the one who got the chocolates, but I think the work of Hugh Fiddler around the grounds, a couple of assists, a couple more involvements in scoring chains, he's someone who the coaches should heap a lot of praise on at the end of today.
Well, the big injury news has come out of this game. Reece Matheson looks like a right calf injury. Haven't seen him since half time. So he's all rugged up. He won't be taking any further part. Big news in the QAFL, and even bigger news for the stateside, who's going to be lining up against Tassie in about a month's time down at Bond Uni, June 22nd. But we're back here. You got Pearce for Wilston Grange, topping for Surfers Paradise. Can Surfers come back? Here's the first tap out of the game. Topping took possession of the footy, got pushed in the back. So first free kick.
Well, that was clever because it wasn't a tap out. He grabbed the ball and looked for an option, was able to draw the free kick.
Woodburn looked to play on. He's still looking to get the kick. That could have been 50 as well. Decided not the best handball. Juggles it. Goes to ground. Here's a chance for the D's. Going inside 50. Got over the back. Gorillas instantly under pressure in defence. Good effort on that occasion. Looking to move the ball further up the ground. Reardon on that occasion. Good effort from him. There's Richardson. He's come back well from that crunching contact earlier in that third quarter.
Mifsud's okay. He was down for a little while. I think he got knocked to the jaw and just wanted to make sure he was okay before he stood up completely.
Well, he moves back into sort of the about a kick and a half, 2 kicks behind the play, as that ball's going to get locked up once more. Umpire comes in.
Very quickly, 22nd of June, Queensland versus Tasmania and South Queensland versus North Queensland in men's and women's. Bond University Oval. It starts at about 9 in the morning or something like that. Come down, make a day of it, then go home and watch all the replays.
Well, the women got up from Queensland last year down at North Hobart Oval. The men just got beaten in the end by the Tassie boys in a great contest down there. That brings back some great memories. Spent a lot of time down in Hobart as a young man.
Beautiful city.
Spent even more time at that particular ground. Reardon, high fly, got over the back, got a hand on the ball, got pushed over the line for another boundary throw-in. It's arguably one of the best grounds to play footy on in the country from a suburban point of view.
Both the surface and the atmosphere around with those beautiful old grandstands. It's
massive proud history. That ground arguably hasn't changed in about 50 years.
The ghosts walk around the boundary.
Oh, it is a beautiful place to play and watch footy as play continues here at Surfers Paradise. Wilston Grange, look at the defensive tackling from the Demons. They've got to get the first goal after three-quarter time here to have any chance this afternoon. They came back they were 2 points up at three-quarter time last week against Palm Beach. Ended up winning by a point. They're trailing here by 17. 3 straight kicks to get the lead back. Wilston Grange, Pearce has been great this afternoon in the ruck for Wilston Grange. Locks that ball up. Woodburn's again been very, very good this afternoon for the D's. And again, this little push and shove off the ball. It's been happening all day. Whistle was blown. Players are still trying to come together.
Rosenbrook's taking everyone on.
And why wouldn't you? As play continues. Here's a chance. Topping got the handball out. Step back inside, right into trouble. Here's a chance for Wilson Grange. Reardon runs into a brick wall. Lays a good tackle. Wilson Grange got the extra number. Can he lay another tackle? No. Handball back. Not the best of kicks off the side of the boot, but it's going to find Baker. They've got a spare out wide if they use him. No, Baker goes inside 50. That's a good kick. And this man, Jack Rains.
You always notice someone a little bit extra when they're a late inclusion. He's made every post a winner today. And yeah, Daniel Bowles not the easiest player to replace. Yeah, I'm not going to compare the two. All I'm going to say is that Jack Rains has done everything his coach could have asked of him today.
Well, you think Jack Rains and you think Liam Baker. I'd probably give the chocolates to Baker at this stage, but this man right here has put a dominant display on. Decides to play on, give himself a bit more of a chance. Unfortunately, pushed it to the left.
Makes it an even 3-goal margin, though.
Minus score.
Just plays with the mind a little bit. Surf is thinking, oh, we have to score a fourth time now.
Well, it was lucky it wasn't a draw last week. They might come back. He's run an absolute mile there. Play on, says the umpire. Instantly turns it over. Kick from about 52, right to the goal square. Reardon, one-on-one. What a mark!
It's been slowed down, but Fiddler.
Is that Fiddler?
That is Fiddler. Moved to full forward, or found himself at full forward. Wasn't able to play on thanks to just some good professional defence. Shouldn't matter.
Fiddler, first goal of the fourth quarter, goes to the Gorillas. They increase the lead to 24 points. 6-14-50 to 11-8-74. 19 scoring shots to 20. And arguably, that third quarter might come back to haunt the D's.
Again, just seemed to be a little bit more creative when they had the ball. They had a few, few attempts at getting inside 50 and creating the scoring opportunity. Maybe a couple of skill errors from servers and just trying to replay that last section in my head. But when it ends up with Hugh Fiddler, just class above today.
He's very good. He generally is more of that smaller key forward role at times. But
you can see him as a winger, you can see him as an inside mid, you can see him as a half-forward flanker.
He's very good one-on-one. As play continues, Woodburn tried to intercept that clearance. The umpire's going to call this on the ball. Yes, he does.
Dragged in, perhaps?
Well, it's so hard when you got a stockpile of players on your back with the ball underneath you to try and get it out. And the umpire took an eternity to blow the whistle. Sells a bit of candy on that occasion. It's an half back. Ball heading towards half forward, looking for Richardson. Ball gets past him. That little chip towards full forward is okay. Here comes the pressure from the Demons, pushing the ball towards the boundary line, gets forced out and just about forced into the car park. Umpire's found a free kick. A little bit too aggressive on that occasion.
Yeah, Fiddler, I don't know, maybe he's just feeling full of beans or something, but, Doran had that completely sewn up. He was over the boundary, and, that was dangerous play. That's the correct decision, free kick.
Looking to switch, finds Woodburn. He's been everywhere today for the Demons. He got the 3 votes last week. I'm not quite sure if he'll get the 3 votes this week, as he finds a teammate through Selvey. He's had some good moments, Selvey. Kicks the ball. Lanthoy's getting over the back, and again.
Retry.
His spoiling this afternoon has been brilliant.
Oh, you identified it in the third quarter, and I think you identified it earlier than that. It's just the first chance you had to mention it.
Yep.
But, absolute disposal unit back there.
Bailey Gordon playing in the middle of the ground for the Gorillas, right in front of us. He's going to get to the front of this contest. Ball gets over the back, though. Here's a chance for Wilson Grange. But Haverfield's going to cut that one off. Bit too far for Richardson. It's been an interesting matchup between those two this afternoon. Richardson got the height advantage. That ball to the far side. Ball comes to ground. Lanthois is around the mark again. Can't get his hands on the footy, though. Trailing this contest. Forces the ball towards that boundary line. Ball goes over. Right in front of those cricket nets over there. You might be right, Daniel. That rain looks like it stayed away. It's a little bit darker just to the right of us, behind the clubhouse.
Yeah, may affect the women's game after this, which will be Surfers versus Sandgate in the QFAW. Not live streamed, but get down here if you're in the area.
as that ball drops considerably short, doesn't get recalled. So Surfers get a bit of an advantage there. Ball drifting towards centre half forward. They've got a bit of run and carry here if they're good. Try to hit up a target. Unfortunately, two Surfers players going in the way of each other. And the ball comes out of trouble from Wilston Grange again.
We haven't mentioned Liam Molan too much today, but he's done some good clean-up work at the back for the Gorillas as well.
Oh, great diving attempt at a tackle there. I believe that was Topping. Just halted Grange's run there for a moment. Ball's rolling around again. The umpire just roaming around this pack. Decides to come in. Another stoppage.
Should point out as well, just Doug Nichols round the Indigenous jerseys for both of these sides, fantastic.
Oh.
We won't go through the details now, but check out the Facebook pages and Instagram pages of each club and you will find out the designers, the details, the stories behind them. Both clubs have done extremely well and can be very proud.
Weekly stats for all games available through aflq.com.au/QAFL/comp/hub. And you got obviously official QAFL and QAFL W on Facebook and Instagram. Look those ones up through Google.
And YouTube for getting through boring work meetings this week as Surfers have a free kick outside 50.
No, there were some pretty interesting meetings during the week. Plenty to talk about. 8 rounds in to the season 2024 as play continues here. Fiddler, a bit of a smart kick out to a teammate. Again.
Oh, lovely.
That was a great mark. And again, this
Broman.
guy, Broman again. He doesn't get a ton of the footy, but when he's in one-on-one contests, very hard to beat in the air. As play continues, they're switching across.
They've got some space up forward.
Here's a chance for the D's. Got to be good here. Decides to launch. Plenty of numbers for the Gorillas around this pack. Ball gets over the back. Might end up in the hands of Baker. Oh, Gordon gets crunched. Umpire comes in for a stoppage right in front of the boundary line.
And yet another good thing done by Josh Hall. I've really liked watching him today in just several facets of the game.
Well, you're going to be handling those 3-2-1s at the end here, Daniel. Keep an eye on that as this quarter continues. That's on the ball, says the umpire. Free kick to Surfers Paradise. And guess who it is? I thought it was Woodburn for a moment, but the free kick's not going to Woodburn. It's going to Luxton, who probably gave himself a breath of fresh air when he saw Matheson go off injured. He was tagging him earlier in the day. He's been able to run a bit freer after half time. This will take an incredibly good kick from here. Right on the boundary line.
It'll lift his side if he gets it.
Luxton, a massive kick. Look at that comeback. What a goal! That was a ridiculously good kick from where he was. His first goal of the afternoon.
Well, first of all, let's discuss the technique. Not much that he did there didn't need to be done. It was a very economical action. And when you've got a situation like that late in the game, okay, you're 3 goals down. You've got to find something to, 4 goals down, now 3 goals down. You've got to find something in the tank to be able to lift your side. That's the kind of thing that can turn things around. So what I'm scanning the field for now is the body language of the Demons, just to see if there's a little extra spring in the step, maybe a few more conversations between people. We're going to try this, we're going to try that. Just seeing whether they've got the ticker, as it were, to be able to come back. Last week they demonstrated they have, but you're only as good as, the game you're in, never mind your last game.
No, what got him over, just sheer effort last week got him over the line. Get him back in the game to start with, and then got him over the line. Richardson's in the ruck for the Gorillas. Got the tap out on that occasion, but Surfers get the clearance. Got to make a contest here. Good effort there. Great effort from the Gorillas, though. That was Lanthoys. Not the best of kicks back in a dangerous part of the ground. Who's going to win this contest? Players come together. Another stoppage right in the middle of the ground. 12.5 minutes played. The Demons trailing the Gorillas, 7-14-56 to 11-8-74. 3 straight kicks. Here's a chance for the Demons to clear. One-on-one contest, got to bring the ball to ground, and does. And rows his own contest. Here's a chance for the D's. Kick on goal, that's not going to be good enough on that occasion, but gets a minor score.
Axel Moore, just been making space. He's been fairly well kept in check this afternoon, Axel, but every now and then he shows glimpses of class, and that was one occasion when he did, and of course, his highlights package is immense.
Look at the huddle in the middle of the ground from this kick out. decides to play on. Up the line, Demons cut that off. Can't go to ground here in the contest. Woodburn's there again for the Demons. Here's a chance, kicking towards half forward. Can't give him an easy out, our defence. Good tackle laid. Unfortunately, got the handball out. Oh, got bumped off the footy as well. Play on, says the umpire. Ball comes to the front.
Wheatra's still down.
Bit fumbly. Keep an eye on that, Daniel. As play continues. Handball it off. Handball back in board. Here's a chance running inside 50, all on his own. Is that Woodburn?
No, it's Curtis.
Curtis chips the ball over. Dangerous kick to Wreckers. Is it 50? No, it's not, by the looks of it.
No, flattened by McGuinness while he was still in air, and so it's a question of was he going for the ball or going for the body, and the umpire was satisfied. There was just enough of an attempt at the ball. Wheatra is now being walked off the field. He did a beautiful little handball over his head, but of course exposed his ribs and then got crunched. And
got front on contact
down he
there.
went.
But Wreckers, and again, a little bit quiet. He was really solid last week against the Lions. So, very well poised here. Get another goal on the board for the home side. Every kick's important from this point onward for the D's. Got to take every chance they can get. Kicks on goal. That's good. First goal of the afternoon for him. And they move a little bit closer to the Demons. Now it's only 11 points the margin. 8:15, 63 to 11, 8:74. Just a tick under 15 minutes played in the last quarter.
And again, and this is, I've lost count, but maybe 3 goals so far today where it's been the second wave of attack for Surfers Paradise that has yielded the goal. The first one, Wilston Grange has been able to turn it over, run it out. If as long as they can get the ball back sort of in that, let's say, 50 to 90 zone from goal, if they've got the defence coming back towards them, they're using the extra space that creates to find a target inside 50, and then it's just a case of shooting straight, and when you've got the kick on a good angle, you increase the odds immeasurably.
Well, considering they lost Matheson at half-time, the likes of Rosenbrook has gone into the middle of the ground, playing majority as a midfielder, and he's been pretty solid since that injury to Reece Matheson. As play continues here, Bailey Gorn's in there as well for the Gorillas. No attempt to get rid of the footy there, but it's a dumping tackle. Free kick to the D's.
So this is the third consecutive clearance from a centre ball up that's gone to the Demons.
And it's almost a mirror image of the last quarter from last week. Play continues to half forward. Ball gets over the back. First on it are the D's. Can they be clean? Good defensive effort there. Almost threw that one out. Players come together. Another stoppage.
You're a clever hand from McGregor, who's staying calm at the back. He's doing a lot of organisational work, and it's often him with just little 1%ers to knock the attack off course.
The guys who can maintain their feet under pressure are going to go a long way to working out who's going to win this game. Reardon couldn't get to the contest. Speaking of losing your feet, here's a chance for the Gorillas. They've got a bit of an overlap going. Here's a chance. No one in front of him. One bounce. Right foot kick. Instant response. And guess who it is? It's Fiddler.
Well, he's in pole position for best on ground at the moment. The way he accelerated away from that contact, which is one reason why I think he can play pretty much anywhere, because if you've got that speed over the first metre really, but certainly over the first 5 metres, you are valuable pretty well everywhere. Maybe not ruck, okay, but apart from that. But no, the way he's been moved up forward in this fourth quarter to pounce on any opportunities, that was a swift counter-attack. Yes, they needed to get the lucky bounce or the lucky fall of the ball at a couple of contests en route, but again, I think ultimately, and I said earlier today it wasn't the whole story of the match, but taking opportunities, the Gorillas to date, game's not over, have done it better than the Demons.
No, you're definitely right there. And that's the thing. Surfers Paradise half back line got pushed up the ground and the ball got over the back, and Fiddler, they turned at speed and a great finish. And again, whether it's between the battle is between the arcs at the moment, ladies and gents, and unfortunately for the home side, Wilson Grange is on top. Baker makes a contest. Ball comes to ground. Here's a chance for the D's. Can they be good? That kick inside 50. Look out. Massive bravery rained into the hole there on the last line.
Lanthois. The delivery from Snowball looks good. Lanthois said, I'm going to make sure it doesn't.
Lanthois
good.
gets the ball back. It was Lanthois to Benny McGuinness, and McGuinness gave it back to Lanthois. Chips up the ground, that's okay. Another little chip up finds Gordon. Gordon, a bit of an up and under kick. Unfortunately, slipped right in the middle of the ground. So did the Demons player on that occasion. They've got a little bit of room to move if they're good here. Look at this. Running right through the middle of the ground. Number 32, this is McGregor. McGregor to full forward. Ball hits a deck. Fiddler's down there. Fazaldine's down there. Fazaldine handballs it off. This is for goal number 5. Is it going to get there? No.
He was interested.
Jeez, that would have been goal number 5 to Misford.
I suppose, first of all, beautiful to watch Marley McGregor just slice through the middle of the ground. The Surfers' perspective, why was he able to just slice through the middle of the ground?
Again, players are getting tired towards the back end of this last quarter.
That's your answer.
Play continues here, 2-on-1. Baker's going to probably put the shepherd on. Steps back inside, good candy selling there.
That was Pettigrew with a bit of candy.
Finds Richardson, haven't called Pettigrew too much. Richardson back into the middle of the ground is fine to Fry. Fry. Their foot skills are pretty good at the moment.
Wheatra coming back on. Looks fine.
Finds McGuinness, and that's 50. Ran over the mark, I think, on that occasion. And McGuinness probably be lining up about 40 metres out directly in front for his first of the afternoon. And the Gorillas 13th. This could arguably be one of the last nails in the coffin.
Oh, this will be, if they score it now, I'm prepared to close it.
Oh, if you were here last week, you wouldn't have been saying that.
Oh, I think we've just hit junk time. This would make it a 4-goal lead.
McGuinness, that ball's come off the side of the boot. Lucky to sneak in for a behind.
And everything I just said becomes hypothetical.
Missed opportunity. Again, they can't sort of lay the final blow, the Gorillas. Reardon's back on the ground. Woodburn has not stopped trying all day, and that's been the story of the tape for that young man all season.
They've gone to double switch, and this one has a few more options ahead. We'll see how Grange recover.
As play continues, look up towards that wing. Where's the next kick going? That one's okay. They've got a little bit of a chance to run and carry. Decides to take a bounce. Decides to take another bounce. Left foot kick to the hot spot. Who's there for the D's? Topping, couldn't get hands on the footy. Oh, that's got to be on the ball. Yes, it is.
And let's credit the player who made the run up the right wing. That was Albie Jones, who's created this situation. Won't get the centenary goal, but he may just create something that brings his side right back into the encounter.
Geez, this is Jamie Reckers again. That was a great tackle to hold up the play. They've got to kick this goal to give themselves any chance to get back into this.
It'll be an 11-point turnaround if he drains this one.
Got to kick it. Comes in. That's over the goal umpire's hat. That's goal number 2 for Jamie Reckers.
In probably about 6 or 7 minutes. But no, they tried, from conceding the behind, they tried moving it left, and it must be said they were ambling over. They had no options ahead of them. Maybe that was a ruse, and even I fell for it, because they switched it to the right pretty quickly, and from that, suddenly they had numbers, because they changed direction much quicker than the Gorillas did. That created the space. Albie Jones took advantage of it. Looked great on the far side, running in front of the mattress factory and the hot yoga. And then up forward, and Reckers was able to finish it off by making sure that his work didn't end just because he didn't get the mark.
No, you're definitely right there. That double switch was brilliant from the D's on that occasion. That's a play Matty Lapper would be proud. Speaking of proud, Woodburn lays another tackle. As again, the pressure's all on the Gorillas here. They've got the extra number at half back. Handball to Richardson. Richardson decides to handball back. Just inviting the pressure. Baker drops the mark he definitely should have taken.
He's tired.
Tackled late. Baker is absolutely cooked at the moment. He's going to end up with the ball again. Chips the ball down the line, is fine, and finds Jack Rains right in front of us here on the broadcast side. Just a tick under 23 minutes played. 9:15 to 12:10 in favour of Grange. Reardon got up early. Ball got pushed over the line.
His alarm clock was set last night. He got up so early, and you can give away a free kick in those situations sometimes, but no danger there.
Looks like Bailey Gordon's going to be that deepest forward for Grange. Nice is going back to line up on him in the goal square. Interesting matchup between those two. This has been an interesting matchup all day. Handball over the top. Here come the D's. Play gets pushed towards that boundary line once more. Can they keep it in? No.
Double effort from Marley McGregor. I'm trying to work out if there's been a better defender on the field than him today, but he's certainly had the most times where he's affected the play. Most involved back today, at least.
Or defenders, you talk about Reardon. Baker's been playing more off that half back line slash wing. But you're definitely right, McGregor's been good. Here's a chance for the Gorillas. Kick towards half forward. The ball gets over the back. Reardon's there for the D's. Decides to put the Shepherd on. Trying to find Durant. Did he get a hand on it? Yes, he did just.
Very important fingertip. They did well. They ended up with an extra behind the play Surfers Paradise, but that wasn't because of the structure. That was because of a lung-busting run from one of their midfielders. And forgive me for not identifying.
No, Nice decided to come off Gordon too and impact that contest, so that was good from Nice. That's a free kick for a push in the back. Late whistle, but it was definitely there. And it'll go to Pearce,
sorry, you go.
who's been the dominant ruckman on the ground this afternoon by a country mile.
No, good teamwork by the umpires was all I was going to say. The outer zone wasn't blindsided. The main one was.
Pearce, that kick inside. What a grab! What a ridiculous grab!
Bailey Gordon flies.
Bailey Gordon!
It's a nomination.
Oh,
Let's not get carried away, but let's enjoy it for what it is.
I've got the split screen. I've got Reardon on one side of my brain, and I've got that one from Bailey Gordon. And I tell you what, Bailey Gordon was up there for an eternity before he hit the ground.
Let's not assess them yet. Let's just enjoy it first.
Okay.
Lord. That was thrilling.
Okay, now Bailey, you've got to kick the goal. This could definitely be the last nail in the coffin. After a Mark of the Year nomination, goes back. Is it going to hold the line? Yes, it is! Bailey Gordon, take a bow.
Well, it definitely won't win Mark of the Year now because he kicked the goal afterwards. That's usually... But look, we've got to praise it. He's been moved up there, moving a couple of smaller forwards because he certainly gave away a bit of height to his opponent in the goal square, Nias. But again, just the game knowledge, the game awareness to know that, yes, this is my chance to affect the play. We're up forward. I can take a risk because we're so far ahead. And I think that means... Now, look, an away win for a Wilston Grange side against a Surfers Paradise side that's been 5-2 this year and has just beaten the league ladders. This is going to be a very pleasant trip home for the Gorillas.
Well, they get a bit closer. They maintain their position probably on the ladder. It hasn't been a major blowout, so they might get a major boost on the percentage in this game. But Bailey Gordon, we'll be talking about that, Mark, for a very long time. As play continues here, Surfers get caught holding the ball.
And just one more point on Gordon's mark. We've just been talking about how tired everyone is. And then he goes up and does that. And there's a bit of time added to the clock as Pearce, your man Pearce, you've really enjoyed his work today.
No, he's definitely, and again, he's been definitely good. Pearce goes, you know what? I might have broken a rib, so I'm going to let you take the kick. And he's not doing too well at all as Pearce. As play continues here, can Bailey Gordon get another notch on the highlight reel? No, he can't. Ball hits a deck. Ball just drifts. Reckers was there for Surfers Paradise. Can't get his hands on the footy. Good tackle laid. Keep an eye on that 3-2-1. Daniel. Hope you've enjoyed the call this afternoon. We're definitely in time on. That's a high-man free kick, and that's going to go to Billy Richardson, who, again, another solid performer this afternoon. Richardson, worm-burning kick. Oh, look at that for a grab. I must admit, when Haberfield played behind, got called behind, he was inches off his opponent. And then the first thing he did was look at the umpire and go, did I get a push? I was like, no, mate, you were playing behind. He ran past you and took the mark.
I think even if he kicks this, Mifsud will just end up outside my votes today.
Oh.
But what a forward presence he's been.
Milsford, definitely the number one forward on the ground this afternoon. Line up for goal number 5. And it's home! Just like the Gorillas are home. Geez, good luck with the 3-2-1.
Oh, look,
Daniel, this afternoon. You've probably got a pretty good idea in your head at this stage.
oh, well, the good thing about being here is it's all care and no responsibility. So if the umpires and the coaches have got the difficult job, I just get to have a bit of fun with it. But
Geez, you got to look at the coaches' votes a few days later, mate, and go, no, I got that right.
that's it, yeah. So we've got egos. They're completely inflated over our ability, but we've got them. But no, it's been wonderful play today. And probably, I mean, yeah, of course it's a team effort to win a game like this, but there probably have been a few more stars that have stood out today than you have in some games. Probably even more than last week, where there were so many players who provided an effort that was more or less equal.
No, you're definitely right. Geez, I'm just going through my 3-2-1 as well. It'll be interesting. I still think Woodburn might sneak in for maybe one vote. Oh, great tackle there at half forward. Play continues. Reardon initiates the contact. Good effort there. Speaking of Woodburn, there he is. Here's a chance for Nice. Gets absolutely crunched. Instant turnover. Hits a target just inside attacking 50. And that was a great turnover play. And I'm pretty sure Fiddler was all involved in that one. As the whistle's gone here. And it's 50. It looks like it's 50. As the siren goes.
Jack Raines will walk in. I'm not sure if it's at 50 or there was an infringement in the goal square, and so it's simply been moved to that
Okay.
point.
Well, Jack Raines to top off his good work. Kicks another goal.
And that's the century.
They've hit the 3 figures this afternoon, have the Gorillas. Way too good in the end for the Demons. Wilston Grange, 15-10, 100 to 9-15, 69. Plenty of highlights in that last quarter. And Daniel, why don't we just quickly go through some goal kickers if we can, and then go through the 3-2-1 from each of us.
Absolutely. So for Surfers Paradise, 1 goal for Nico Abrahams, 2 for Jamie Reckers, 2 for Mitch Patton, 2 for Josh Hall, 1 each for Samuel Jewell and Michael Luxton. For Wilston Grange, 1 to Ned Rosenbrock, 3 to Hugh Fiddler, 2 to Bailey Gordon, 1 to Daniel Farry, 1 to Matthew Pearce, 1 to Jack Raines just then, 5 to Jordan Mifsud, leading goal scorer in the day by a fair way, Jack Thompson, the 1. My 1 point, I've gone to Marley McGregor for his work in defence. I just felt he was too involved too often to ignore. My 2 has gone to Josh Hall for Surfers Paradise. Even though he wasn't the one winning the ball, he was almost the reason to win the ball. Every time he presented, Surfers Paradise just felt a lot cleaner and a lot more motivated out of the middle. And I think if I say 3 to Hugh Fiddlers, no one's going to bat an eyelid, because his work around the ground today, as well as the goals he was able to add, that's how I have gone Kane Browning.
Well, I'll quickly go through my 3-2-1. I thought I've leant more towards Baker. I thought his playoff halfback was just absolutely brilliant. Playing off that wing, had plenty of opportunities. Pushed the ball forward at every opportunity he could. Great in defence as well. I've given Fiddler the 2 votes. Very, very close. It was a flip of the coin in the end for me. But I've actually given 1 vote to Woodburn. I thought his dominance in the middle of the ground for Service Paradise, for such a small man, he was huge for them this afternoon. Couldn't get the chocolates on this occasion. Thank you very much, Daniel, for your contribution this afternoon.
It was a pleasure, Kane. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for everyone watching this afternoon. Wilston Grange, too good in the end. 15-10, 100 to 9-15, 69. My name's Kane Brown. We'll be joining you again next week for round 9 QAFL action. We'll catch you on the other end of that. Have a good day.